hoping for a 3 o'clock start. Obviously, we are a tick behind. Corey? Corey, sorry. The Gomez brothers told me they were come racing, but then about just shy of a week before the race, they had something coming up with work because, you got to pay to play. So the Gomez brothers had to withdraw last second. They were bummed. We were bummed, but we still have a stacked field. We've got 18 of the 4400s getting ready to take the line. Oh, Grom Racing has their engine in Waylon Campbell's, and they're watching and ready to see him rip and roar. We've seen him do some great things, but he is due for a win. But he's a little ways back. How far is he? I think fifth position. So he's got 4 cars ahead of him. So he definitely has his work cut out. I've been talking to some of the racers. The dust is thick. There's definitely going to be some carnage out there. The attrition has been high. Lap traffic is going to be interesting. Cole Clark, I assume he'll hit lap traffic on probably, lap number 2, possibly 3, if he can stay out front. But he's got the monster of Brendan Thompson right behind him. And if you are just tuning in, we thoroughly appreciate each and every one of you. This is the 2025 Ultra 4 USA Freight Factory Beatdown at Area BFE. All right, I just heard from Brian Trotter. It does sound like we do have a 10-minute delay. We have one more recovery that's taking a little bit longer, but don't worry, Rory and his team with Trailmater Off-Road Recovery is out there and making it happen. So again, I do apologize for the delay, but hey, safety is first. And speaking about Freight Factory, I got a fun little tidbits for you. They do full truckloads, LTL and partial, expedited shipping, drayage, intermodal, and rail. And like I said, Josh just told me they haul over 40,000 truckloads of Monster Energy in 1 year. Think of that. That's absolutely insane. So it's great to see both of our sponsors supporting each other out there in the real world, making it happen. And then they get to enjoy themselves with us here at Ultra 4 USA. So, again, I've been telling you to get your snacks and drinks ready. This is your last call. We should be live racing in about 10 minutes. Moab is just west of Colorado and eastern Utah. It's the gateway to the massive Red Rock formations in Arches National Park. Elevation in Moab proper is 4,000 feet. I'm going to guess we're about 4,500 feet up here. Population is 5,500. They're famous for canyoneering, hiking, rafting, biking, and especially off-roading. So who won this race last year? Last time we raced here in 22, it was Paul Wolf. He's not here. And 2, it was Lauren Healy. He's not here either. And 3rd, it was Marcos Gomez. So we're going to have new people on the podium for this race. And in the Western Series for the points in 4,400, it is JP Gomez. He's not here. Darian Gomez, not here. So Brendan Thompson sitting in 3rd is going to move up quite a bit. James Mahoney is sitting in 4th, but 3rd off the line. So Brendan Thompson and James Mahoney are going to move their way up into the Western Series championship. So great by them guys. I know I was talking to Cody Addington if he was going to be able to make it, and it's just life got busy, and he was not able to make this race. Hate to hear that for you, Cody. Hopefully you're tuned in and watching some of this amazing action. And I see him heading towards the start line. It looks like we are getting closer. Cole Clark, Brendan Thompson, James Mahoney, Paul Horschel, Waylon Campbell, Tad Dowker, Ken Goodall, Sky and Cole Johnson, Jeremy Brown. I see Hunter Sparrow, and the list goes on. So hopping into the Big B studio, I don't like seeing it in here. I'll be honest, Mr. Brian Reed with Monkey with a Knife. You're supposed to be in a race car, but you said you tweaked your back?
I am. Well, I did get in a race car.
Now that I use Monday Service, AI makes solving tickets my form of meditation. Monday Service is a ticketing platform that helps us manage and automate our
The reality of the situation is I probably shouldn't get in the race car.
But you're okay. You just don't want to take the beating of 8 laps out there.
Correct.
So did her co-driver not call out that rock, I guess?
Maybe not. It's pretty rough out there, and we were right behind Bailey Cole.
So you had a little bit of dust to deal with.
Yeah, a little dust. I'm not blaming it on Bailey. We were trying to stick with him. Bree is a great driver. She hasn't been in a car since Hammer's 24.
And this is a brand new car as of like 2 weeks ago, if I remember right?
Only drove it to test drive it out at the Miller's place near Dallas.
Okay. So that's totally different than here.
Oh, definitely different. And also a much better and more compliant car. So
I saw a little spy picture of your car. I'm like, oh, Brian bought Kyle Chaney's car. But I looked closer. I'm like, and then Abe told me it was a Miller Brothers car. I'm like, okay. Do you know who bought Chaney's car?
I don't.
Okay, man. It's been over a week now, and usually I know all the details. Somebody let me know who got it. So Kevin P is tuned in. Thanks for checking us out. Jay Aikens giving you a shout out.
Oh, thanks, Jay.
He helps you out at Hammers, I know.
He does. He was actually helping on the build for this race, but we just took a smaller crew this time.
I got you. Yeah, and he used to race with us, but I don't know if he's washed up or what's going on.
He still holds on to that race car.
Oh, I know. I'm giving him a hard time. Hopefully he comes out. I know he's shaking his head and cussing me a little bit. Yeah. That's okay. We're buddies. So what do you think of this race? Do you have obviously you're rooting for Michael and Brianna, for sure, obviously, yeah. But up front, man, it's a stacked field. Who do you think?
Cole Clark obviously has a quick advantage,
and he knows this course.
He definitely knows it. He won it this morning, so and this car is going to be a little quicker. So we're talking probably 13 to 15 minute lap.
Man, yeah, he memory 1440 lap for fast. And your car, how wide is your
91.5?
91, okay. So you're wide. There's some of these spots where Cole Clark can kind of wiggle his way through, and you have to go up and over the obstacle.
Right, and there's a lot of tough shortcuts that Michael and Bree probably aren't going to take, so they're going to lengthen that lap time a little bit.
Kind of save the car.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that. So Michael Mills was co-driving for you during pre-running and everything else, I assume. So he hadn't drove this course yet at all.
He has.
Okay.
We went out. We swapped.
You
around
swapped around. Updating TJ, our Believe Cam drone guy that we are hoping to be racing any moment. I see Brian Trotter ran over to talk to Rory with Trail Mater Off-Road Recovery, make sure all his guys are in line. So we are hoping, obviously we are a little delayed, but again, safety first. We want these guys to have a clean and safe racetrack. And man, it's been a perfect weekend. And at the wind, the rain came through a little bit. We got nervous. It blew through. Now it's got a perfect breeze. The sun is out.
Breeze and about 10 degrees cooler.
Yeah,
nice.
I almost went to the Jeep and grabbed a hoodie, but I'm glad I didn't because now I'm hot
now it's
in the
again.
Shade in the shorts.
Yeah, it'll probably knock down a tiny bit of dust, but it's pretty dusty out there.
Oh, the dust is going to hang. I was talking to Cole about that after he won his race. He's like, in the high spots it's fine, but you get down those valleys, that dust just kind of hangs. So I'm sure you saw that following Bailey.
Definitely, absolutely. Well, we followed him for a short period of time. He was on one, so Bailey's pretty quick.
Casey Shear just said, welcome to the Bad Back Club.
Yeah. Thanks, Casey. I think I already joined that club. I'm keeping on, man. I'm trying.
John Bush is tuned in from Trevorton, Pennsylvania. Oh, good old Hopper is tuned in. Wish you were here too, buddy. But yeah, you shouldn't miss your wife's graduation ceremony and Mother Day. Obviously, I'm going to miss that, but I made up for it a couple weeks ago. Hopefully. Yeah. Or I tried to. Let's put it that way. Oh, did that say good to go? I heard something over the PCI race radio, and it sounds like he's running down and grabbing a flag. Yep, so I think we are about to go down. So, Brian, thanks for coming to check in with me. Always a pleasure. We'll see you around, buddy.
Great seeing you.
Yep. So Brian Trotter has the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are live racing, and it is 24 of Cole Clark out of Cortez, Colorado, with 2-4 racing in that Polaris single seat KT Performance Customs machine with those Maxxis tires. We'll see how far ahead of Brendan Thompson he can get. Remember, this race is on adjusted time. They're taking off one at a time every 30 seconds. And it looks like we are about to go off with the 5150 of Brendan Thompson out of Nevada City, California with Bam Bam Racing. He's in a 2022 UFO IFS single-seat chassis with a Barillo Tall Deck LS 493 with 775 horsepower. He's got those 42-inch Maxxis tires, SMT Performance wheels, Brannick, FK, King Motive Gear, and UFO Motorsports. So off the line next is going to be the 308 of James Mahoney out of Colfax, California with Mahoney Racing in that Ferravani Get Bent Fab single-seat IFS car with an LS7 with 700 horsepower, Yokohama tires, PB Electric, FK, trimmer wheels, and Roseville painting. And this is one you want to watch for sure. Number 19 of Paul Horschel out of Park City, Utah with Horschel Motorsports. And that Horschel built single-seat IFS car with a Danzio P600 big block with 1,000 horsepower. He's got those Nitto tires, Fox live valve, alloy drilling, obstacle, and RCV. And you're watching. That was Cole Clark for just a moment. And here comes Paul Horschel bunny hopping. Man, Paul Horschel is pushing hard. So up next is going to be number 3, Waylon Campbell out of Gilbert, Arizona with Campbell Racing in that Campbell Enterprise chassis with a single-seat IFS. Grom Racing LSX 454 with 800 horsepower. A Hughes Turbo 400. Nitto tires, ARB, Motive Gear, Vision Wheels, and Evan Weller Racing. Yeah, sorry, Corey. Shannon did not make it. He did LS Fest instead, but we got Waylon. It's all good, buddy. So off the line next is the number 906 of Tad Dowker and Andy Eustace out of Elk Rapids, Michigan with North Shore Raceworks. He's in a Trent Fab solid axle machine called Bambi. This is Dave Cole's old car. He has got one of the biggest engines out here with an FTA 501 big block with 1,000 horsepower. He's got Fox, Raceline, Mickey Thompson, Baja Designs, and Warren. Off the line next is Ken Goodall and Todd Miller. Number 7779 out of Phoenix, Arizona with Goodall Racing. This is a 2-seat IFS Campbell car, twin to Shannon Campbell's. He's got a Klein LSX 454. Dirty Life Wheels, Mickey Thompson Tires, Warren Racing, Maxima Oils, and Sound Capital. I was talking strategy with some of these guys and gals, and nobody plans to stop in the PCI pits for fuel. So off the line next is Cole Johnson, number 4482, with his brother Sky riding shotgun. Jimmy's 4x4 chassis with a Mass Motors LSX 463 with 750 horsepower. He's got an ATO Super 80. He's got a Sierra gear and axle, and just swapped to Maxxis tires today. And also the Grateful Ones Motorcycle Club Rock and Road Performance, and he is powered by Twisted Tees. Off the line next is the number 111 of Justin Joseph.
just got to say hi, Angela from Rufus Racing.
Yeah, Mama Ange. I'm
Where
sure.
you at?
I'm sure she's there. I know
Yeah.
Chip's been watching because he's been keeping me updated. As we see Hunter Sparrow come through
Yes.
to finish his first lap of 8. We just oh, and he's got a left rear flat. Yep, Hunter Sparrow with a left rear flat tires. This course is getting tore up out here. I was talking to Cole Clark about it, and he said every lap it changes it just a little bit. And obviously, he raced 4 laps. Then we did 5 with the EMC, so he went out in this first lap and caught a flat tire.
Yeah.
So the course is really starting to get beat up out there.
Yeah, no, totally. And just to keep in mind, if you want to be part of the Maxis family, just hit us up. You can come over and say hi to the support truck or send us an email at offroadmaxis.com, and we'll be very happy to welcome you as part of the Maxis family.
Perfect. And yep, Chip and Mama Ange are tuning in, said Rosie's our girl. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Wish you were here racing. And here comes Kirk Jensen.
Actually, Kirk Jensen is running our new Racer MT competition tire. So that's another awesome uniqueness about Max is that you get to choose the Trebs or running the MTC sticky tire.
Yeah, and
pretty cool.
I was talking to Brendan Thompson about that, and he switched back to the older tire because he knows this course is tough, and he knows these tires are strong. So Jensen's kind of on more of the, I would call it a desert tire,
Right.
and Brendan Thompson and Jeremy Brown on more of the kind of not necessarily mud tire, but just tough tire.
Yeah, it's other factors, depends the driver's style.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, so it's awesome they get to choose different products.
And here comes Aaron Robinson and drawing a blank there. Stuart Hanna, out of Albuquerque, New Mexico with Danger Racing in that Trent Fab IFS machine. And I'm trying to make some notes, and it's so dusty up here, my pen's barely working. And here comes Chris Hicks, number 4480. And now we're back on board. I'm going to guess this is Tad Dowker. It looks like it. And Chris Hicks, he missed qualifying because he had a throttle body issue. He hit me up. He hit up everybody. And finally, the internet came to blessing, and he had to drive to somewhere in Colorado last night. And he got one. He got back this morning. It's running. But he was a little worried about the power steering. He just switched a pump, and there's something a little goofy with it. And he said he thinks it's going to overheat because in pre-running, it started to overheat. He lets it cool down. It comes back into life. So he knows he's going to be off pace, but he still had a big smile, and he was ready to run.
Awesome. Well, we have here Austin Thompson.
Yeah, we'll bring him in.
Yeah,
well, Rosie, again, thanks from Ultra 4 USA for all your support. Always love seeing all your travels down in Baja and everywhere. You're busier than I am, I think, and I feel like I'm pretty busy.
No, it's totally a blessing. Again, like saying, you don't work a day of your life if you love what you do.
100%.
Exactly
We're on the same
the
page.
Dream. So thank you again, Miles.
Yep, Rosie, always a pleasure.
Always.
We'll see you around. So we're back on board. Well, we were just on board with Tad Dowker. It's been a great run so far. And another Maxis athlete out here, Mr. Austin Thompson. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good, Miles. I just finished. It's better than I did this year so far.
And you hop in the seat, and look at this. Your dad, the physical race leader, just comes through, hits the Maxis leap, and he is coming through to finish lap number 2 of 8.
Yeah, hopefully he can stay there for the rest of the race.
So we are at 25% of this race right now, and Brendan Thompson, 5150, Bam Bam himself, is out there pushing strong. And he said he was a little bit late to staging because he was watching you, and he's like, he finished a race. He has not finished a race here yet, so he was stoked. So to have him watch you finish, and now you're watching him lead this race, but I'm listening ear-wise. It sounds like it's missing a little bit.
Yeah, we've been having trouble with the spark plug wires falling off during the race, so he may pull into the pits, and that might be our issue.
So he's going to pull in the pits, and you're nowhere to be found.
my uncle's in there, and Jeremy's crew's in there too.
So he's got good help, not just you. Huh?
Yeah.
I was walking through the pits.
It looks like you just bypassed it.
This is a different spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just changed.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's out front. That's the gamble you take. I was walking through the pits on our lunch break before the EMC race, and I was talking to Waylon Campbell. I was like, you good? He's like, and he's fighting spark wire issues as well. So he was getting it going, but we haven't seen Waylon for a while, and I still see him stopped at race mile 3.5. Hate to see that. Oh my goodness. I see Paul Horschel has been stopped for a bit now. I hate to see that as well, with a pretty accurate update. So Paul Horschel and Waylon Campbell, some of our biggest hitters, are stopped out on course, but I got to reboot again because it's not uploading. So go to Racing Tracks. See the menu at the top, 3 dashes on the left. Click those. Scroll down to 4,400. Show all. And yeah, I'm struggling on the internet here because we should have a new color out there for your dad, Brendan Thompson, so he hasn't pinged on my end yet. And here comes Cole Clark, hot and heavy, trying to chase down Brendan Thompson. Cole Clark had a flat tire last time around, but he got that swap. His engine seems healthy. Your dad's is a little off. We'll see what happens.
Well, this track also really loads those motors up because it's like idling speed for a lot of it.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of wide open.
Yeah, so that could have been what we were hearing too, because I know my car did that yesterday.
Okay, well, let's hope that's what it is.
Yeah.
You said spark plug issue, so I don't know.
Yeah, we've had that happen too, where the wires just fell off and it was a quick, easy fix. Just put the spark plug wire back on and you're good to go.
Oh, man, I hope your dad can run, because Cole Clark was smoking fast through here.
Yeah.
Brendan Thompson 1, Cole Clark 2, physically and on adjusted time. Man, I'm struggling here too. It's not clicking up on ultra4racing.livemotorsports.com.
Hopefully Paul can get going again. I like watching him race. He's just right there on the edge all day.
And here comes James Mahoney, physical 3rd. So there we go. It finally updated. I got an accurate update. So Brendan Thompson on adjusted time and physically out front. Then it's Cole Clark. So Brendan Thompson's first lap was a 14:40. This lap was a 15:23. Cole Clark's first lap was a 15:51. This lap was a 16:44 with a tire change. So we'll see what's going on. James Mahoney just went out on lap number 3, and his fastest lap was this lap with a 16:20. So I was guessing, 16 to 18 average lap times, and we're there, except for your dad. He is on a mission.
Yeah, hopefully he can keep that pace up.
Oh, and I see Tad Dowker off in the distance. He's about a half mile away in the wash. What was your top speed today during the race? Do you know?
I have no idea, but I think I got up to 50 maybe.
50? That's pretty impressive. But,
just down here in the wash.
But you don't really care. You're watching where you're going, right?
No, it's easy to clip some tires out there.
And what'd your co-dog say? Oh, wait, you didn't. You told him not to come.
I had to yell at him once.
So yourself, gotcha.
Yeah.
Because you're in a 2-seater, and your dad offered, but you told him no.
No, I wanted to try the single seat life for a little bit.
Nothing wrong. So you're training to drive your dad's next car. I like your style. Okay. Yeah, you've got one of the oldest UFO cars out there. I remember I've been going to King of the Hammer since 2009, and I'm going to guess that car was probably 2011-ish?
2014.
2014, okay. But I remember when it showed up, and it just looked different, and I loved it.
Yeah, it was a different design back then.
Yeah, your your uncle is Joe Thompson, Mr. UFO. He's probably tuned in. But great to see the whole family out here. And Joe Thompson built some beautiful machines.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a big head right now because he does have he's pretty smart when it comes to suspension design and steering. It's awesome.
Yeah, it was a couple years ago when we went to the Stampede. I think it was either last year or no, it was 2 years ago. I went to the Joe Thompson shop there at Gomez Brothers. They share a space there, and he was showing me some of the in-work stuff, and it just blows my mind what Joe Thompson comes up with.
Yeah, the newest one, Philip McGilton's actually getting it. It's a pretty cool.
It's kind of a UTV, but it's not. But it's amazing.
It's really cool the way that it's coming out because I've got to see it before any of the pictures came out.
Okay.
Before Philip McGilton even got to see it. I was over there and I was looking at it. I was just like, that's pretty cool.
Did you text McGilton? Man, your new car looks cool. He's like, I haven't even seen it yet. It's my money.
No, I let him figure it out for himself. It's a pretty cool car.
So Tad Dowker just crossing the line. I'm waiting for my... There it goes. So he is physically and on adjusted time in 4th spot. 1 minute, 12 seconds behind James Mahoney. So our top 4 are starting to run away. And we do know Waylon Campbell and Paul Horschel are still stopped on course. So if you see the green, that means they're on their 3rd lap of 8. This is a 5-mile course. They took off one at a time every 30 seconds. So, man, this is going to be a long one. You're supposed to race 5 laps, but I think you only snuck in 4, right?
Yeah, I only got 4 because
that's still enough, right?
Amber and Logan were moving.
But to see these guys and gals running twice the amount of laps as you ran, I mean, that's a lot of beating, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. That track is rough. There was one section going down the hill where I didn't even... I got a flat, and I wasn't really paying attention when it was going down.
Did you change it on course?
Yeah, I had to because it was right there at the beginning. It was completely driver error, but I yelled at the co-driver because
so
it was on his side.
So you and all your friends had to go out there and change it, huh?
Yep, exactly.
All right. Looks like Kevin P's shouting out Maxis. North Shore Raceworks is here racing and rooting on back at home. And Shelby, I hate to let you know, Paul Horschel has been stopped for probably about 20 minutes. You can go to Racing Tracks and see where he's at, but I hate to break it to you, Paul Horschel and Waylon Campbell have not moved for a little while.
Hopefully both of them, their cars are just running a little hot and they'll be going again soon.
I think it's more than that. I'm not sure, but man, I'm bummed for him.
Yeah, I know my car was getting hot, and I stopped out there for a good 10 minutes before I came in on the last lap. Or at least it felt like that anyway.
Elisa Lair's tuned in. Brian Cross is his way. Oh, Brian Cross is giving the update that Waylon Campbell is out with transmission issues. And Bailey Campbell's tuned in all the way from Europe. Wow. That's cool. Thanks for the update, Brian. Man, it's been just trying to get caught up. Rob Boardway is tuning in. Thanks for all the updates, guys and gals. And Brandon Anderson's asking for the Maxis support email. So I'm going to hand this to Roxy, and you mind texting him back the email for him? Brandon Anderson is one of our UTV racers out of Minnesota area. And here comes somebody hot and heavy. That could be Justin Joseph. No, that's the 17 of Steven Watson. So he is running strong right now out of Rifle, Colorado with Off-Road Design Racing. That is a beautiful car, and those Triton cars are cool.
Oh, yeah.
They got a kind of a similar look to UFO. I mean, they're definitely different, don't get me wrong, but just the viewing out front is impressive.
Yeah, and that's a huge deal, especially in the rocks.
So here comes Michael Mills driving for Brian Reed, and followed closely by Ken Goodall, who spent his birthday upside down before qualifying.
Yeah, and right before that, he was giving away parts.
Yeah, he gave you a power steering pump on his birthday. So it is supposed to be backwards. You're supposed to give him gifts and not him give you gifts on his birthday?
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be, but he'll get a new power steering pump when at the next race. I'll make sure it's rebuilt at least.
Yeah, exactly. No, and that's what I love about the Ultra 4 USA family. Everybody's willing to help everybody. I think Brendan said you guys picked up some AN fittings for him on your way. And
yeah.
You get here, you have an issue, and he repaid the favor. And that everybody wants to help everybody in the pits. They want to beat you on the track, not because you're broken. So it's just really great to see.
Yeah, I went over to Derek and Dylan Summers, and they both said the same thing. They're just like, here, I got a power steering pump if you can make it work.
But theirs didn't fit yours?
Well, no. I walked over to the trailer, and Goodall was over there with the right pump.
Okay, so he beat you to the punch. So you had even a backup for a backup, huh?
Yep. So I took that one back over to Summers, and I'm just like, hey, thanks, but Goodall just brought me the exact one I was looking for.
Well, that's perfect. Well, Austin, always a pleasure. Factory Beatdown here at Area BFE. We are out on lap number 3 for the leaders. On adjusted time, it is Brendan Thompson, Cole Clark, James Mahoney, Brian Reed has moved from the back of the pack to 4th position. Then it's Tad Dowker, Craig Allen, Stephen Watson, and Ken Goodall all on the lead lap. And then we see Paul Horschel stopped. Cole Johnson is moving. Jeremy Brown, Joe Gatlin, Justin Joseph, Chris Hicks, Kirk Jensen, William Robinson, Hunter Sparrow, and Waylon Campbell is out. Hate to see that. But joining me in the Big B studio is none other than John Matthews. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. We had an awesome day out there.
Fresh off your unofficial win, but I haven't heard any kickback, so it's looking good for you, buddy.
No, it looks pretty solid.
Yeah, and you had your son Caden, who has never co-drove for you ever in the car. How cool is that?
So he co-drove a little bit at one of the NorCal.
Oh, he did.
races.
You told me it was his first time. Maybe with Ultra 4.
First Ultra 4.
All right, we'll roll
first
with
time in the rocks.
Okay. Well, that's you definitely broke him in right then, didn't you?
Oh yeah, for sure.
No, so how cool was it to have your son in there and enjoy that, making those memories?
Oh, it's always a good time. We always bring the kids and family along to all of these races that we can, and they have a good time. And he did awesome in that co-driver seat today.
And you don't even have to drink one of Chucky's rollover beers. Not yet, at least, right?
Oh, he was laughing at Chucky and waving at him as we went past Chuck upside down in that hole there.
So he already drank one this weekend, so now he's got to do 2?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that poor fella. So I believe this one is Justin Joseph. Justin Joseph looks very similar to that other one of Stephen Watson.
Those are both.
flat tire. He's having some bad luck out there. He had a flat tire last time around, but it doesn't matter. He's out there ripping hard in that single seat Jimmy's car. And he's missing a body panel, so he must have hit something hard. And let's talk about how hard it is to
air
steer.
filter's falling off too.
Uh-oh, they better pull that in the pits and fix that because it's dusty out there.
You don't want that air sucked into that motor.
No, and with that flat tire, he's really kicking up some dust. So Jeremy Brown originally started in the 4400 class and then became a heavy hitter in the 4800. And then at King of the Hammer stepped back into this Jimmy's car. This is Cade Rod's old car, and he got a pretty good deal, I think, on it. And, man, he's driving the wheels off it, isn't he? And here comes our physical race leader of Brendan Thompson getting ready to hit the Maxis Leap. So he drops it a little easier this time.
Conservative there for sure.
We'll see. I know Cole Clark's pushing, so I'll bet you he'll launch down it. So Brendan Thompson, the Maxis athlete, is running strong. Cole Clark is probably about 15 seconds behind him, but on adjusted time. We'll see what it is as they cross over the Freight Factory start-finish. And Cole Clark is pushing. He's going to be on Brendan's tail here in a minute.
They got a long ways to go still, though.
Man, yeah. I mean, we saw Cole with at least one flat tire earlier. Somebody else said they may have saw two, unconfirmed, but at least one flat on Cole. But obviously all four tires right now are healthy. This is a great race up front. Cole Clark was on the pole, but then got a flat. Brendan Thompson gets around him and is still out. So let's go to live timing. It is a 40-second lead on adjusted time for Brendan Thompson over Cole Clark. So how far back is James Mahoney? Brian Reed on adjusted time started a ways back, but has moved his way up. So he's dealing with a lot more lap traffic, but has Michael Mills driving for Brian Reed has moved all the way into fourth. James Mahoney's in that third, so I suspect to see Mahoney and Dowker come through here very soon. Craig Allen is in that sixth spot. Then it's Stephen Watson, Ken Goodall, Justin Joseph, Jeremy Brown, and then the struggle bus starts for Paul Horschel, Cole Johnson, Joe Gatlin, Chris Hicks, Kirk Johnson, William Robinson, Hunter Sparrow, and out of the race with a transmission is Waylon Campbell. So there's James Mahoney. Thank you, John. So he should be up here in about 2 to 3 minutes. And then we'll get a split time on him.
Did you get any of that rain up here in the booth?
It got super windy, and it started drizzling, and it was coming in. I was like, this isn't good.
That felt good out in that car for a few minutes.
I'm sure it felt good, but I didn't want it to blow all my stuff out and get all my computer plugger-inner stuff wet. So here comes the 3006 of Aaron Robinson. He raced with us in Havasu a couple years ago, if I remember right, but it's great to see him back out here in that Trent Fab IFS car as he's getting ready to drop into the Brannock Bowl. Sounds like a little bit of a whine from the power steering, possibly. Did you hear that, or is that just me?
I didn't pick up on that.
Okay. Well, I know you're a little older than me, so you might not be here as well.
Right, for sure. And my car power steering makes so much noise.
You're just used to it. Right? I drove my Jeep all the way out here, and it's having a little bit of power steering hump to it. I was like, uh-oh, but it still works.
You just finished the Hemi swapping.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh, man, it's so much fun. I love it.
Probably get better mileage now.
It's actually the same. Yeah, it's the same. I was hoping for it, but it's got twice the power. Same mileage, I'll take it.
Right.
So here comes James Mahoney, number 306 out of Colfax, California. Physical third and on adjusted time. So we'll get him on a split time here in just a moment. So James Mahoney through the Brannock Bowl, up and around the Freight Factory 180, and we'll get a time split for him off of ultra4racing.livemotorsports.com. And now we are on board with him. And there is about a 5-second delay between Starstream and our stream, but hey, it's still a cool vantage point. So there he crosses 1 minute, 54 seconds behind Cole Clark. And then, okay, Kirk Jensen was stopped for a bit, so he is a lap down, but great to see him out there still pushing. So Kirk Jensen with those ORI struts. I remember when we raced XRRA with Triple Nickel with Wyatt back in 08, 09, we were running these ORIs, and man, it's a work of art what they really are. It's so incredible what they do.
Yeah,
I can't explain it.
they've come a long way.
Can you give us a 10-cent tour on ORIs or no?
I know nothing.
I know they're cool. But here comes Hunter Sparrow on that Miller chassis. As Kirk Jensen clicks off another lap. So Kirk Jensen should be heading. Oh, Hunter Sparrow about wipes out. There he goes. Dumps her down a little bit.
Wasn't
but
quite
saves her.
squared up to that ledge there.
Man, that hole is getting dug out as well. So Kirk Jensen hang out for lap number 3. Our leaders are on lap number 4, but we've only got 4 of those. This Hunter Sparrow, what lap is he on? He's going to be heading out for lap number 3, so he's a lap down as well. But still running a great race. And look how burned out that start-finish is getting.
All those rocks pushed out of the way. It's blown out for sure.
Yeah, and the sand's starting to burn up pretty good. So what kind of shape is the race car in right now? Do you even know?
I think the only thing I saw was a little bit of fluid leak coming out of the transfer case, or maybe it could have just been out of the vent.
Well, that means it's still got fluid in it,
right?
So you're all right.
we finally did some upgrades there and swapped to that new Magnitude D300 case in it.
All
so
right.
it's working good for us.
Well, good.
But no, I think car's ready to go.
So that is Tad Dowker's Starstream. Both driver and co-driver are out of the car. And I was talking about this earlier.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah, I got that right turn. We're good.
Let's meet up at the compound group up.
That's turn 4. Oh, that jump was huge. Yeah, for sure, dog. Good little driver, straight on through.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Well, John, it's been a lot of fun out here. Look at the Believe Cam FPV drone. They're out probably, I'm going to say a mile out, and they can cover 90% of this track. It's been absolutely amazing. And then Eric Weichel and Joe Fabrizio helped us put a couple cameras out on course. We've got a couple cameras here. The Starstream, I mean, 5 years ago, it didn't exist. George Hamill has done some amazing stuff and brought off-road racing coverage to a new level. And obviously there with Hammer King Productions, it's amazing. I love it.
The coverage they're coming up with is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I've been with Hammer King Productions since 2012 and have watched it grow to where it is now. And I love going to other races and watching it and hear the reference of, man, the King of the Hammers coverage is the best in off-road racing. And they're right. It's incredible. And it's taking time to make it up the stair steps, but we keep making improvements year and year, and now with Starlink and Starstream, it's a whole new level.
Yeah, it's crazy good coverage, and from the most isolated and remote places that you can imagine.
Yeah, I remember the early days at KOH, we'd start the race, and then you'd have a half hour to an hour of dead time, and you'd be chatting away, but now it's like so much action, what do you show? I think we had 30 Starlinks out on course this year. Incredible.
Slowly getting it set up.
Yeah, no doubt. It definitely takes time. So we'll switch back over to, and again, I am Miles Hasquist with John Mash, who's fresh off his unofficial win in the 4,500 class. It's been a great time. I'm here in the Big B studio. Thanks to Josh Blyler and Big B Manufacturing for making this desk for us, making all of our trophies. It's been I've loved the Blyler family for a long time, and we reached out to him with a fun idea. Jeremy and Dixon and I were talking on the way to the Pennsylvania race, our first one. He's like, and it was Jeremy's idea. I ran with it, but he said instead of having just a plastic table out in the woods, what if you made a table? You know Blyler's, right? I was like, I'm buddies with him. He's like, reach out and see what they can come up with.
Make something cool.
And Josh and I kind of text back and forth, and then they got us in touch with Eston, their CAD guy, and I showed him something I found on Pinterest or whatever it was.
Right.
I was Googling driving down the road of an idea, and they one-upped it 100%. And now they're building all our trophies and everything. It's been a great relationship with Big B.
I can't wait to get mine.
Yeah, hey, you get to hold the big one,
There we
and
go.
we'll see if you can buy one of the big trophies and take it home with you as well. But you can get the plaque one to take home with you.
Got it.
So Brandon Anderson is back home prepping his race car as we speak. He was tuned in watching. And Abe Gonzalez is in the PCI pits, and he's updating that Brown's body panel was left off at the last pit stop. So they must have pulled in, had some issues, and just pitched the panel to the side.
Just went for it.
And he's had one flat each time, so hate to see that. They may be Steven Watson, I believe.
These guys are going out on 5.
They are out on lap number 4. Okay, I think. Let me restart my computer. Yep, I just rebooted, and we are out on lap number 4 of 8. So we are almost at the halfway mark. How crazy is that? You raced 4 laps just now, and now they got to do that same race again.
Right. Yeah, we were supposed to do 5, and I was definitely mildly relieved when Sloss and a couple of the lead 4,800 cars passed us because of the Grand Prix finish. Then we got the checkers right after them.
Man, Amber Slauson was hauling, but not quite enough because Jeremy Jones edged her out, and then Woody Rose edged both of them out on adjusted time. I love the strategy of adjusted time. It's so crazy. It's you can call the race, but you don't really know until the finish. You can do your best guess.
They all got us right on this last downhill into the washes.
Okay.
Where they passed.
So you were going, and then they hit the push to pass?
Right.
Yeah, and you're like, no, I don't want to do this. But
they
you
all
have
came
to.
up on us, and then I saw it was the race leader. So I'm like, oh, if they're going to get there ahead of us, then we're going to get the checkers.
I love the sportsmanship you do. You know you don't want to, but it's the right thing.
Right. And then we knew Todd Miller had got out ahead of us, but I knew that as long as I could see him, like I had like a minute that he had to,
on adjusted time. So if you could see him, you got him.
We
so
knew we were good.
You had him right where
Caden was keeping me calm, and we were just staying watching his taillights. So I knew I had plenty of time there.
And look at James Mahoney on board right there. And this is one of those gnarly rock crawl sections, and that really gave you the great vantage point of how tough this trail actually is. So there's a bypass right here on the right. Okay, he takes it. If you would have went straight to the left, it's a pretty good little rock crawl, but it's gnarly. So this one's, I'm not going to call it easy, but it's definitely easier than the crawl, but it probably adds, what do you think, 500 yards?
Yeah, it's definitely longer. It's easier, but longer. Adds a few seconds.
Yeah, I would say it adds 30 seconds if you make the rock crawl smooth.
Right.
But hey, he's playing the smart race as he's sitting in that physical third position. So I'm going to switch back over to racing tracks and see if my racing tracks, I'm struggling on the internet. I'm going to refresh again. So racing tracks up by menu, the 3 dashes. Once it reloads for me, there it is. You click the 3 dashes, scroll down to 4,400, show all. And yeah, I'm on the struggle bus on the internet on the iPad, so it's not updating quite as well as I would like, because I'm curious to see where Cole Clark is, and obviously where Brendan Thompson is, but I don't see either one of them. See 2 cars on screen, but again, we're shooting it up to the cloud and back down, and my screen's a little fuzzy. So I hope you guys back home have it on the big screen and can tell who it is. So I apologize. I'm usually pretty good, but I'm going to guess that could be Mahoney in the lead. That looks like a red car.
Amazing.
Looks like Junior Snyder is watching from Pennsylvania. Nicholas is rooting on the Jensen brothers. James Cole, Aaron Robinson. And Big Boy's asking, where is GBR? They were supposed to be here, but a little bit of business popped up, so they were unable to come through. And there is the OG Trent Fabricator of Aaron Robinson right on Mahoney's tail and gets the pass. And Jeremy Brown just came smoking down the Maxxis Leap with all 4 good tires, and he's got an outer filter for his air filter that has fell off. The air filter's still there, but he's breathing a little more dirt than he'd like to, I'll bet. He came through with a couple flat tires the last couple times, but all 4 tires are looking good, and he is pushing hard.
Yeah, they really are. And I was down in the pits, and they were tire changes was absolutely the thing. Like, they were doing visuals, going by, making sure everybody was good. But that tire, like, how fast can you change a tire?
I'm going to guess 2 minutes.
You can tell what team had been
Practice.
practicing. I'm going to talk a little smack right now. There were some teams out there that needed a little practice, my friends.
I worked for AAA for almost 15 years until Dave Cole brought me on board full time, and I've got my fair share of changing tires for sure.
Right.
But with the adrenaline and everything, it's a whole different ball game. And most, the Honda Civic, tires are 35 pounds. These are probably 125, maybe 150 on some of these cars.
I bet you they are, especially with the inner beads and the bead blocks and everything else that they got going on. Like, these babies they're heavy. And it's also fun because you're right here in this valley, it's all rock. So the guys that are just like pushing through to the pits and getting there, you're just hearing the metal on the rock.
Oh, it's hard on
It's
equipment.
like, oh my gosh, that poor wheel. That wheel is done for. So there's going to be some wheel sponsors getting calls on Monday.
No doubt.
Like, hey, by the way, we did
I
a
need
great
4
job,
of them.
but-
And there goes Hunter Sparrow cruising by, one of our OG King of the Hammers racer. And speaking about OG, we've been around this sport for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I want to bring back a story. It's been probably 09 or 10, and we were having some fun, and I went to the fire, and you stopped me from jumping it. What happened there? Oh, it was you. You can't say it wasn't.
That was absolutely me, but that was not 9 or 10 years ago, buddy. That was 20.
The good
We're
old days.
coming up on King of the Hammers number 20.
The
in
20th
February.
anniversary. How amazing is that?
Yeah, like, if anybody is watching for the first time, I don't even know how that would be possible. Like, but if you're watching for the first time and you do not have King of the Hammers number 20 on your list of things to do, it needs to be on your list of things to do right now. Like, you need to start planning. You need to be part of it.
100%. And tickets are on sale right now.
Yes, they are at a discount.
I was going to say, get on the social. And I heard I've been busy on my end, but I heard they've got a special deal going on. So go to kingofthehammers.com, check it out, buy your ticket for the 2026 King of the Hammers, the 20th annual.
Yeah, so that includes the beer run. So I'm going to say it was year 18 when I was like, no, we cannot cross the fire on pit bikes,
and
boys.
that was me. I have calmed down a lot since then.
We all have a little bit.
But yeah, if you've never experienced King of the Hammers, it's an absolute bucket list. It's amazing. As we see Cole Johnson.
And the other part about the OG scene, and we were talking about this on the last race, is the last names that are coming through. Like, you had Thompson up here a minute ago. It was funny hearing him talk about Joe Thompson. Oh yeah, he's all right. I'm like, really?
My
Like,
uncle.
Yeah, like, you mean the epic vehicle builder that's out there that has like the futuristic sight of what Ultra 4 cars and this IFS,
The UFOs.
IRS and everything looks like, right? Like, hello, yeah. Just kind of okay, I guess.
Well, I mean, it's crazy. Obviously, I'm still one of the biggest fans of the sport. But in my what I do, I get to meet a lot of cool people. And I first met Shannon Campbell back in XRI before King of the Hammers was even a thing.
Right.
Hero, and now we're buddies. And then I've worked with Ricky Johnson and some of the biggest names, Cameron Steele. And it's just crazy that you go from hero to they're all real people, and they're so cool to hang out with.
You want me to throw myself under the bus?
Let's hear it, yeah.
Oh my gosh. So when I was a kid, like Ricky Johnson, I was a Supercross hero.
So this has been a while.
Yeah. It has. Like I say, I buy the blonde. So like back when I was a kid, Ricky Johnson was his hero. Like, we're dirt bikers at heart, right? And so you have the posters on your wall when you're a kid. Like, who was your poster boy, right?
Yeah.
Well, Ricky Johnson was my poster boy. So when I finally got to meet him, it was
full fangirl.
Full fangirl. And JT Taylor threw me under the bus so hard it wasn't even funny. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how embarrassing.
As
But
the wind
since then-
picks up big time just now.
You're welcome.
So
I brought the breeze.
yeah, again every time. So I got a funny Ricky Johnson story. So obviously I'm an off-road fan, and I'm a little bit younger. I'm not young, but I know him from
Sure,
racing.
whatever.
Yeah, I know him from racing unlimited T1 trucks. That's where I kind of got to know him. And then when I finally started working with him, meeting him, somebody said, my buddy's like, "Oh, you worked with Ricky Johnson, the dirt bike guy?" I was like, "No, he's a T1 driver."
Oh my gosh.
so I got busted on that
Oh,
one.
how embarrassing.
I had Jeremy McGrath as my hero back in the dirt bike days,
Yeah,
and I've
definitely.
bumped into him at the Hammer's
that's-
Fire
see,
Pit a
but
few times.
If you talk about generational, that's the next
Yep.
generation. So yeah, Jeremy McGrath was like the generation after Ricky Johnson, and
So
yeah,
we
it totally
are-
makes sense.
We are dating ourselves.
yeah, and everybody at home is laughing, and I'm sure the chat is just going off. So I want to know on the chat, like, who is your Supercross like look up to right now? Come on, let's like fire that chat up for a
But
second.
guess what? You're winning, and you always will.
Yeah.
There goes Michael Mills, and I could have seen a
Oh
left
yeah,
rear.
back to racing.
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah. It may have been a left rear flat tire. I am not sure. Big boys want to know what happened to Waylon Campbell. He is having transmission issues, so I believe he is out of the race. Tough break.
Max altitude reached.
Yeah, so area BFE out here, it is truly a beatdown. Like this, it's so great to have Ultra 4 racing back at area BFE. This is one of the toughest zones in the space, and it is. They were about here. What 2022 is what you call.
2022 is our last time. Yeah.
Lots of events happen out here. Where Dirt Riot used to be out here, XR8,
XR8,
like everybody used to be out here. These rocks are incredible, but they are not friendly.
Oh, they are hard.
They are not friendly
and
at
they're
all.
big.
Yeah, and so as you go around and these tires that are coming in, it is not surprising at all. Like they jump out from the edges. They're
and each lap they
angry.
change because people will kiss a rock and it kicks out. So each lap you think you got the spot lined out and it changes on you. I can't remember who I was interviewing somebody earlier, and they said we were hauling. It's like, I remember this part smooth, and all of a sudden they hit a little G out. And we're like, oh boy, this course is changing.
Yeah, but it's so cool too because there's so much rock crawling here, like hardcore rock crawling, where you're bringing your buggies out, you're having a great day with your buddies, and you know, you had Black Flag here in the past where they're breaking trails that are just
it's just right off to our left.
Yeah, just ridiculous. You know, even to thought process that, and you know, racers like Jesse Haynes, and you have all the red dot buggies and everybody coming out here trying to do all that stuff. So it's really exciting to see Ultra 4 back out here in the fast-paced go race mode.
And again, this is a true Ultra 4 style race. I love that Ultra 4 cars can do it. I mean, I call them the Swiss Army knives of off-road because they race King of the Hammers. They race short course in NorCal. We are going back to Badlands, Vegas to Reno. We've been to Kentucky, Crandon, Crossbar. They go over mountains, short course, jumps, tight trees, mud, dust, desert, whoops. These cars can do it all and do it all well. So going from a short course to a gnarly rock race, you can't do that with any other race car. And that's what I love so much about Ultra 4 USA.
And, you know, I really respect the builders and the drivers because when you put that together, like you have to have a vehicle specific where you cannot really change your vehicle very much, especially in between this tight schedule that there is, right?
Yeah,
and
we've been busy for sure.
Yeah, definitely been busy. And so you have to like make sure that your vehicle is prepped for the bigger picture, not just, oh, I'm going to go and do rocks. Being able to launch over, you know, jumps and land successfully and a few other things like that are important really come into play as this schedule is very diversified. And then the drivers are exactly the same space, right? So, you know, King of the Hammers OG was rock crawlers. Like, so, let's go rock crawling. And then, we're going to get to go fast finally and like get out of 4 low.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Now it's completely different.
Yeah, it's the evolution is it was a rock crawler, make it go fast. And now it's kind of changed into a fast car that can rock crawl.
Exactly. I don't disagree.
The evolution has been fun to be on that ride the entire time. I remember, I'm going to guess 2010-ish, I was in the pits and Lauren Healy wins the King of the Hammers. Who's Lauren Healy?
I know, isn't that
and
awesome?
he was in a trail car, met all the safety requirements, and then won that race. And you probably can't win King of the Hammers in a trail car anymore. But to see Lauren Healy jump up the ropes, and now he's a professional athlete at the top of the game.
I'm so proud of him.
It's
yeah.
pretty cool. Him
Yeah.
him teaming up with Vaughn Gittin Jr. With
And
Fun
Bailey
Haver
Campbell.
Off-Road. Yeah, and bringing on Bailey Campbell
I
this
know.
year.
Great.
She just said she was tuned in from Europe right now. How
Oh,
cool
heck
is that?
yeah. Great job, Bailey.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
So I'm going to click back over to Racing Tracks. I just updated again. I do not see Brendan Thompson or Cole Clark. Remember, we do have the raw data. I just don't see them on here. The light blue means they are on their last lap. Dark blue is on the lead lap, so they are on their 5th lap. And if you see the red at the bottom of the teardrop, that means they are stopped on course. So I see Justin Joseph. Paul Horschel has been stopped for a while. I don't see Waylon Campbell, but I know he was stopped for a bit, so he must be on top of somebody. Tad Dowker is stopped and out of the race. Cole Clark, that's why we haven't seen him. Cole Clark may be stopped. No, that's an old ping, has to be. How old is that one? I'll click on it. 433. Whoa, that is a perfect update. So Cole Clark is at race mile 3 it's completely stopped. I don't know. It's a different color, but it says it's an accurate update, so I'm not sure. Again, we have the raw data. We'll go check it out later. And here comes our race leader, 5150, Brendan Thompson with Bam Bam Racing out of Nevada City, California, in that UFO single-seat machine. Our physical race leader and on adjusted time. He started in P2, got around Cole Clark in the first lap, and has not looked back. And for the last 2 to 3 laps, he's been down a cylinder. You can hear it barely spitting and sputtering. He's still running.
You can hear it in the goalie down there
for
certain.
sure.
So that makes a lot of sense because I'm like, ooh, that's not sounding good.
So Brendan Thompson just updated. There we go. With a 17 even. Last time was a 16:48, if I remember right. So he's staying smooth and consistent. And you know he's in communication with the PCI pit saying, hey, how far back? Give me split times. Are you listening to Miles? Are you on Ultra4Racing.livemotorsports.com? And now, where's Cole Clark? On Racing Tracks, it shows him
it's
stop.
quiet out here. That's weird.
Man. So our next car we could see is going to be James Mahoney. And I wasn't paying attention. Brian Reed just moved in, or not just, last time around moved into 3rd position on adjusted time. Michael Mills is driving with Brian Reed's daughter, Brianna, in the driver's seat, and they started a fair ways back.
Yeah, they were towards the back.
Yeah, they started in 15th, so they've got a lot of adjusted time on their screen. So on track, they are not 3rd, but on adjusted time, they are. So,
love it.
Man, if they could get a podium, they will be stoked.
You know, we were talking about this earlier, and not as much of a challenge right now with this many cars out there, but there is really not a lot of places to pass. So when you're jammed up, like especially in the beginning or trying to get around somebody, there's really not any passing lanes. So that can be where you really have to run your own race. You really have to be after your adjusted time. You really have to push your boundary so that, that 30 seconds, how that goes. Would you say the first lap, there was 4 seconds in between the two guys?
How nuts is that?
Yeah, like, hello. So you have to go as hard as you possibly can all the time, and that's racing, and that's especially racing today.
Awesome. Yeah, no, it's incredible. The split on the 4800s, I think it was a minute and a half between the top 3.
Crazy.
Amber Slauson came across first. She's in the lead. Jeremy Jones bumps her off.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness. Then Woody Rose bumps them both down. So the adjusted time is definitely fun.
It was just definitely a Mother's Day success in that race, wasn't it? Yeah.
100%. And Chip just sent me that he's got a Rufus Racing hat with Ricky Johnson autograph for me. Thank you, buddy. I'll hit you up at the next race.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we do have Brendan Thompson at the 2/3 mark of this race. He is out on lap number 6 of 8. This is a 5-mile loop, and we need to give a huge shout out to Monster Energy, Warren Racing, Brannick Motorsports, All Things UTV, NorCal Rock Racing, Rock Crawler Suspension, Freight Factory, Spider Tracks, Factor 55, PCI Race Radios, G4 Suspension Technology, Metal Cloak, Maxxis Tires, and King Shocks. So please support who supports the sport. Without all of those wonderful marketing partners, we would not be racing here today for the 2025 Ultra 4 USA Freight Factory Beatdown in beautiful area BFE. So whether you're building a race car, a mall crawler, or your tow rig, go check out all these amazing marketing partners.
And they all have really great products. That's a great list, to be really honest.
Yeah, we were very proud to have who we do.
Yeah, yep. And Moab also thanks y'all for coming.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, it's fun driving around town, and obviously that's all I wear is Ultra 4 King of the Hammers because that's all I have.
At this point,
but it's funny that people notice it and like,
wardrobe.
oh, you guys are here in town racing, right? Thanks for coming. I'm like, absolutely, come on out.
Yeah, so I call Moab home now. I moved here a couple years back, and there's been a unfortunate, I don't know, what do you want to call it, like theme.
Yeah,
Let's call it a theme. An unfortunate theme that a lot of people, especially all of you at home, if you know, have heard maybe, is Moab doesn't want off-roaders there. Moab doesn't want. And it's like,
but you guys are changing that as we speak.
Yeah, so as everything, there's a little bit of politics involved in life.
Oh yeah.
And so last November, within the county commissioners, they had the opportunity for the seats to rotate over, and we got the right people in the right seats. So now Moab in the county is pro off-road, pro events, pro outdoor, pro let's go do cool things all the time. And very exciting time, very exciting space. So if you have been, feeling like, oh, Moab doesn't want us there, come, please come. Bring your events here, bring your people here, bring anything here. Come and visit me.
Yeah.
Let's go wheeling. Let's go have a great time. Whatever that is, just make sure that you understand that we're coming. The other storyline that's been out there is, well, they shut down all the trails. There's no trails available. I'm like, oh, no. Okay, that's actually kind of true, not true. Unfortunately, everything happens with the BLM, and there's a flow that happens where some trails get shut down, some get opened up. If you really want to go back in history, area BFE, which is right here, was originally bought because the BLM was on a shut the trails down mode. And so there's about 8 partners, including Robert, that bought this land that said, well, if they're going to shut down all the trails, we still have a place to wheel. And so this has been a consistent up and down scene. And yes, they did, shut a little bit about stuff down, but that does not mean that it is shut down.
But if you do come out here, keep Moab beautiful and stay on the trails.
Well, it's all about tread lightly. Yeah,
yep.
At the end
tread
of the day,
lightly
it's all
is a
about
great partner
lightly.
as well.
Yeah, and respecting all the trails and being a part of it. But we also have to be in that personality type of show up. Right?
Show up and show out. Yeah.
And we're
doing that here.
Let's make sure that we're out on the trails and saying, okay, Moab, we support you as much as you support us. And we're going to be out on those trails, and we're going to want to keep these trails open for generations to come because it's so important. This is the bucket list.
Oh,
the Rubicon here. And I think now, honestly, Johnson Valley, because of King of the Hammers, has become the third bucket list place, right?
So I got a couple updates. John Goodby, our Ultra 4 race commissioner, did confirm with Waylon Campbell's transmission is out. And now Pam Hall just told me Cole Clark is out of the race with a broken A-arm.
No.
So complete heartbreaker. So Racing Tracks was correct. He is out of the race. So now Brendan Thompson is way out front. We just saw James Mahoney on screen still moving, but he's a little ways back. Cole Clark on adjusted time was in second, but he's not moving anymore. And we see the Aaron Robinson and that Trent Fab top shelf machine still pushing. Let's see where that puts him at. That's going to put him in 7th overall. He's heading out for his 5th lap. Oh, and Jeremy Brown's coming through, and he is pushing hard.
He loves this jump.
Oh, yeah. The Maxis Leap heading down into the Brannick Bowl. Jeremy Brown had a flat tire on his first 2 laps, but the last 2 he's came through smooth.
We're just in this perfect spot right here too to watch him jump at us.
It's perfect.
And you just watch the A-arm suspension, the IFS just do its job and just work.
We were just talking about James Mahoney, P2. Here he is.
He right on him.
Makes it down the Maxis Leap, hitting it the Brannick Bowl. So James Mahoney will be coming into your screen here in just a moment. Our physical 2nd place. I think Brendan Thompson is going to have roughly a 10-minute lead. That's my guess. We're about to find out as he crosses the Freight Factory. start finish. You can go to ultra4racing.livemotorsports.com for the same timing I have here in the Big B studio.
We're seeing that they're steering, like you were talking about how their steering pumps are getting hot.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's a warm day today.
The
Like,
shocks are getting hot. Everything's getting hot.
Everything's getting hot. Like it is not a cool day today. So that sun is beating down out there. Everything's getting hot.
And including our cameras, I had to go reboot one just a moment ago. And I was a little off. Brendan Thompson has a 7-minute, 37-second lead over James Mahoney. So this race is far from over as we see another flat tire from Hunter Sparrow.
So this is interesting because I was in the pit when they waved him by the last time. Nope, all good. All tires are good. And now this time they're bringing him in for a quick change.
Yeah, just
Getting
kidding.
ready down there. Yeah. Well, he made it a lap.
Yeah, yep. It is what it is. PCI Race Radios, Monster Energy, and by NorCal Rock Racing.
He has a front passenger flat and a rear driver flat.
Oh, man.
Now think about driving that thing.
Oh,
right
I'm
now.
sure that steer's amazing right now. Just plowing through the dirt.
Yeah, it pretty much is the plow job at this point.
So we only have 2 cars out on their 6th lap of 8. And there's a great shot. That looks like it's probably our race leader of Brendan Thompson. That sure looks like a UFO. And then in front of him is a Triton car, I believe. And we were talking about tire changes earlier. Cody Addington said a Nitto and a Vision with no liner is right at 150 pounds. So I was guessing 125 to 150. Wow.
Yeah, that liner adds quite a bit of weight.
Yep.
Have you ever tried to put one into a tire?
No, and I don't want to.
You know what? King of the Hammers next year, buddy. You're coming over. We're gonna have you try that.
I've actually got a meeting right there.
Oh, you got a meeting.
We got a production meeting. They already. They just told me.
So through Ladies Off-Road Network, and by the way,
all right.
Happy Mother's Day to all the ladies out there that are
100%.
here and listening and watching and supporting all the families. Like, there's a lot of rad women behind all of this racing. So happy Mother's Day to everybody.
100%. And I want to give my wife Bailey a shout out for that because she lets me come out here and enjoy this stuff. I made up for it a couple weeks ago. But yeah, like you said, to follow up, happy Mother's Day to all.
Yeah, I guaranteed my dad has it running so my mom can hear in the background somewhere. So happy Mother's Day, Mom. But with that being said, so Ladies Off-Road Network, we always like take a group around and do a bunch of stuff. And so we go into the BFG tires pit and they have to put the inner liners in. And it's hard. It takes like 2 or 3 girls to like get those babies in there, and they're just like stomping on them. It's great.
But it's really cool what you have done that with because we have a few great racers. I mean, Bailey Campbell, Amber Slauson, Megan Miller. I mean, we've got a great list of females out here racing with us, and what you're doing to bring them to the forefront is pretty cool.
Well, I've been very lucky to work in the off-road industry for 30 years. And with that, Ladies Off-Road Network and True Heart is my give back project. So it's the opportunity where I've had this great opportunity to learn and to understand. And now, no disrespect, but girls learn differently than guys do.
You're right. I mean, it's proven. It's science.
It is science. It's science. And so just being able to rotate that education into a safe environment where, your brains work just a little bit differently, and we do hands-on stuff, and we listen, and we work.
Sometimes you listen.
Most of the time. I'll tell you what, girls do better than boys.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
So here comes Stephen Watson, I believe.
Yeah, another
number
great
17.
Family. Yeah, another OG family.
Yeah, they've been around a long time. It's great to see them back out here racing. When I saw the name, I'm like, isn't that Kevin Stern's co-driver? But he's registered. I had to double check. Yeah, he's driver of record. I'm like, why are you driving Stern's car? He's like, I'm not. I brought the. He wouldn't call it the twin. He'd call it the sister. It's Vaughn Gitten's old Triton car. So to see that name come back, it was pretty cool. We had a fun little chat during Tech and Contingency, and great to see him back out there in the driver's seat.
Yeah, and his dad's down in the pits. and his kids that used to be like this tall, you know, running around with their little cars are now like 6'6". It's awesome. It's just such a great family environment.
Oh, I mean, yeah, Ultra 4 USA is all about the family, and to see the kids grow up. I mean, look at Bailey Cole. He's been around it since he was a tiny tot. Bailey and Waylon Campbell. I remember seeing them running around in the XRA days, and now they're professional athletes. I mean,
so
it's cool.
Here's another little piece of history. Like, one of the very first times that Bailey Campbell raced was here.
Huh. Yeah. That is a good fact.
And I'm 90% Bailey, if she's on right now. I could totally be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
You've been wrong one other time, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was in Dirt Riot, and you know, this was like, okay, let's get the feet wet and see if you like it, see if you're into it. And Bailey, I am so impressed with her and what she's been able to do throughout the years, and now being on this new team, the Fun Haver team, like, what a great opportunity for her and everything that they got going on.
It's amazing. And I was looking to see if she'd pipe up, but
there was a We Rock event here also, so I'm not sure if it was We Rock or if it was Dirt Riot.
But it doesn't matter.
One
she
of
was
the
racing.
Two. Yeah, and it was pretty early on. It was like, okay, well, let's give you a shot and see if you like it. And she, I think she liked it.
Oh, 100%, obviously.
Yeah.
Looks like Eduardo's tuned in from down in Mexico. So, hola back. Casey Shear's giving you a shout out.
Awesome.
He's been tuning in for sure. That is Jason Shear's brother.
Yeah.
Jason Shear, the 3-time King of the Hammers champion. Speaking about that, I bumped into Randy Slauson, another 3-time king, at Grandpa's garage the other night.
I just bumped into him walking down here. I'm like, "You racing, man?" He's like, "No." I said, "Oh, you're Amber's pit crew now, huh?" And he just had a great smile on his face. So it's great to see him out here and supporting that. And yeah, you want to talk about like technology and innovation and pushing boundaries. Let's talk about Jason Shear.
Oh my goodness.
Right? Like number 76, if you ever look at that car and
Rage
you want to think, you want to think about what's past.
There's his old car right there, but it's not normally looking like that. It's got 2 flat driver's side tires. So, but he is moving his way up. I think he's still going to be in 4th place. And we were just talking about Steven Watson. He's moved into 2nd place on adjusted time.
Oh, dang.
How crazy cool is that?
Well, just like every race with these cars, you know, attrition is quite the problem, and especially out here with these big rocks. But these guys are putting it down.
Yep, Kirk Jensen with ORI coming down the Brannick Bowl as we speak. Coming into screen.
Yeah. Oh.
Sounds like he might be in high side and lugging a little bit.
You know, there was a car that came through and the front was not pulling at all, and I'm wondering if that was it earlier too.
Yeah, it's definitely tough out here. That is an absolute fact. But we have some great racers, so let's run through the tops right now. It's Brendan Thompson out front with a 7-minute lead and 3 seconds over Steven Watson. And then James Mahoney is only 34 seconds behind Watson. And then Brian Reed, but Michael Mills is actually driving, is 1:28 behind James Mahoney. So, but Brian Reed has to stop. Michael Mills has to stop in the PCI pits and change 2 tires, so he's definitely going to lose some time there. And then we know, unfortunately, Cole Clark broke an A-arm, so he is out of the race. And speaking about our race leader, here comes Brendan Thompson, 51.50, our physical race leader, and on adjusted time, dropping down the Maxxis Leap. So he'll be coming into the Brannick Bowl as we speak, and here it is. So Brendan Thompson with a great lead, a great race going on, still missing a cylinder, but making it happen. I had a fun chat with him as he was staging right before this race. He was all smiles because his son just finished the race. He's like, I want to be like my kid. I was like, I love it, buddy.
That's awesome.
So Brendan Thompson, number 5150 out of Nevada City, California with Bam Bam Racing. He's in that UFO IFS single-seat chassis with a Barillo tall deck LS 493 with 775 horsepower. He's got those 42-inch Maxxis tires, SMT Performance, Brannick Motorsports, FK, King Shocks, Motive Gear, and UFO Motorsports. And obviously, Brendan Thompson is Joe Thompson's brother, and you may recognize Brendan Thompson because he still does, but works with Paul Jr. Designs doing those cool bike builds, and he was on on the show with me yesterday. We had a fun talk about that. But yeah, it's great to see him coming back to Ultra 4.
Yeah, and we're talking about technology and all these cars and everything that's going on, and to some, I've been talking to some lately. They're like, it feels so overwhelming to even get involved in racing Ultra 4 or getting involved in racing the series. There's a lot of opportunity. There's a ton of opportunity to come in, start racing, especially in these sub events
the
that are going
4600
on.
Spider Track class.
Yep, that are coming on around the country, and there's a lot of vehicles that are available right now for people to purchase at not such a outrageous amount,
Yeah, I was talking to Preston Davis with Easy Flat. They made their Ultra 4 USA debut in the 4600 Spider Track class, and I asked this is too personal to answer it, but he just bought that rig, and he said it was she told me his wife said it was $15,000, and then they've spent some more on other things, but you can't even buy a brand new side-by-side for that. So to get into Ultra 4 USA, you can do it on the budget if you want. And that's what we love about the EMC classes.
Right.
It's a true everyman challenge, or it was almost the every woman challenge with Amber Slauson this year. She just missed it by just a few seconds.
Yeah, so it's just one of those things too that, open up the scene, look around. There is a lot of opportunity to get involved in Ultra 4 racing, and even being part of a pit crew or being a part of a group, get out here, start talking to people, start introducing yourself to people, because everybody is looking for help, especially if you're in a certain zone of the area and you can be a part of their team. And then slowly but surely you start learning how that works, and then you jump into a car, and next thing you know, you're driving one, and next thing you know, you're going up in all the different classes, and you're up to Ultra 4 and you're winning. Is that a thing? Can it happen? Absolutely, it can happen. Pam Hall's over here nodding. She's like, of course it can happen. So he was talking about Lauren Healy earlier, and how Lauren Healy, just came out of nowhere. Who's this guy? He had his rock crawler from Farmington, New Mexico, and that was his big deal. And here he just comes in and says, I'm going to race King of the Hammers, and off you go. And, nowadays, especially, it doesn't matter. You have to give your all, and you have to have a great day in order to win. But a finish is a win. And a lot of times, people, even in Baja 1000, a finish is a win. And you have to get there by a certain time, and you have to get there by, within this zone. And so you have to take that to heart too. When you're out doing King of the Hammers, actually King of the Hammers, a finish is a win.
Yeah.
When you're out here and you're in this beatdown of area BFE, a finish is a win. We all want the podium. Our partners want the podium. We need that podium picture. But you also have to do it for yourself and that, exciting moment.
Oh, 100%. I want to add to that, because King of the Hammers is an absolute bucket list for some. There's probably, I would say probably 25% of the field goes out there for the win. But to add to yours, a lot of people just want to finish, and that's a win in their books. And that's Brian Reed, who is being driven by Michael Mills right now. But they just wanted to finish when they showed up probably 2 or 3 years ago. And they just wanted to finish it, and they did. And now they're starting to step their way up. And look at them right now. They came from a Mazda road racing and heard of King of the Hammers, and now they have jumped in full tilt. And it's great to see them with all their efforts, and to have Brian Reed sharing all those memories with his daughter Brianna. Yeah. No breaks Bree, he calls her.
Love it. And then Bailey Cole is heading the program for all the rookies.
Yeah, that's the King of the Hammers rookie program is really cool, because King of the Hammers is a big deal. Where do you start?
Right.
Well, go to the King of the Hammers rookie program, join up, and they'll give you all the tips and tricks from, pitting. That's a huge thing. It's logistics. Big. Where do you camp? Right. What do you bring? I mean, King of the Hammers, you're out in the middle of nowhere. We build a city. It's a dry lake bed for 95% of the year. And then we come there, put a fence up, bring in electricity, bring in all the water. It's a huge feat. I'm out there for 6 weeks now. I used to fly in, do the announcing, and go home, and now I'm there for 6 weeks. I do sneak home and fly after the King of the Motos to go check in with the wife and kids, make sure everything's good at home. And that's a perfect thing. I love being able to do that. But it's a whole thing. It takes us probably about 3.5 weeks to build, and then we had it tore down this year in 5 days. When Dave told me that, I was like, you think we can do it? He's like, I've got the right team. And guess what? He's always right. So we got back on the Believe Cam drone driven by TJ. And again, I'm a little fuzzy on my end, but that looks like the SXOR of Sky and Cole Johnson, if I'm not mistaken. We'll switch back, see if we have any chatter on here. Looks like Nathan March is rooting on Watson, who has moved into second place on adjusted time.
Awesome.
And then the white guy is asking what happened to Tad Dowker. Something in the steering. He is out of the race. He was running hard, running strong, but racing happens. And I heard chatter over the PCI race radio, and I didn't quite hear what he said, but it was definitely steering related.
Gotcha.
And then we have Waylon Campbell out with the transmission. Cole Clark out with an A-arm. I mean, the attrition is definitely high. And how many flat tires have we seen cruise by? I'm going to say 25.
I was going to say, I don't know. We lost count a long time ago.
Yeah, I got my boots on, so we aren't going to make it that high.
Yeah, there was a point where you probably could count, and then it was like, it's not even worth it. 2 at a time. Like,
oh, man.
You know, we haven't seen 3 on a car yet.
Yeah. So, hey, if that happens, that's your fault, not mine.
I'm sorry.
Charlene said that, not me.
Oh, that was mean. Oh, that was mean. Yep.
Oh, man, what a great time. Area BFE is a beautiful place. The park right now is 300 acres, 325 acres, but Robert said he just acquired and he's trying to get it looped in. So soon it'll be 600 acres out here. We're located just about 15 miles south of Moab, Utah. Right now, there's over 150 trails, but they are going to be adding to that soon. And it's some of the best terrain that Moab has to offer. It's absolutely beautiful here. They've got everything from mild to wild out here.
Yeah, there's mild here.
I guess you're right. You can. If you really want to, you can go around and trail ride. But building race course, we were in that Can-Am Defender, and old Billy with Brian Trotter at the helm, we were going down a couple of ones. I was like, I trust you, but he's like, he did too. And we made it. We made it a couple times around the course, getting it all set up and marked. And man, it's gnarly. We did take a few bypasses, so we know where to cut. But we put up the ribbon so everybody else. And we've got
take it.
Yep. And we've got the GPS track out there. We've got racing tracks that we can download the raw data to make sure everybody's on point. We have used racing tracks in the past, but this season we've jumped on full board, and I believe they're going to be at every single endurance race. And it's $200 to the racers, but they want the fair play because it's a safety thing, and it just keeps everybody honest. Because again, the top 3 they review it, make sure they hit every spot on the course and they didn't short course anything. And man, what a great addition we have made there. And there's the 3006 of Aaron Robinson with Stuart Hanna riding shotgun and that beautiful Trent Fab IFS car. And here comes James Mahoney. I believe he is still in physical second, and on adjusted time, it's going to be close, but another right front flat tire for James Mahoney.
Okay,
so,
that's
man.
30.
Yeah.
We're just going to jump. That's 30.
Yeah. It's probably not far off. That's the funny part. So James Mahoney running a great run right here.
Is he driving? So
yeah, go ahead.
We just heard that Bailey Cole is in the 3006 as the driver.
Yeah, I was interviewing him earlier, and he said it was a possibility.
Yeah.
So it's great to see him jumping in there.
Yeah, so Doc was going to run the first 2 laps, and then he was going to jump in for the second 2 laps. So, or the that doesn't make any sense because
it's 8 laps. So your math is worse than mine.
Well, that's what he said. So his math is bad. I don't know. Anyways, we're past 2 laps apparently.
Yeah, we're actually out on lap number 7. So next time around for Brendan Thompson, the white flag will be out.
Awesome. That's so exciting.
And I see Jeremy Brown down in the wash. Looks like he's on a pretty good pace. We should see him here in just a moment. And how cool. You can see down there. It's elevation is probably I'm going to say a 300 to 400 foot drop down. But we can see him coming up the wash. You see the dust trail. The spectating here is amazing.
Yeah. If it, there's a few great races where you can spectate. NorCal, of course, NorCal Stampede.
Short course is the easiest.
All the NorCal, group that John puts on is amazing. But for a race of this caliber, this is the place to come and watch and to see. And especially you can walk around the edge of the course. You have to stay outside the boundaries for safety reasons,
correct,
of course, but you can
unless
still
you're RDP, I see him rocking right down the middle, but we'll give him a pass.
He's got a fancy vest on, but you can walk around the edge and you can see different spots too.
Yep,
or you can just sit up here like a lot of the folks are and watch the entire bowl.
And look at this. We are in the PCI pits with James Mahoney. We got the Rick Levezzo's crew down there changing that right front flat tire.
Are we
Looks like
timing
that
him?
may be Derek Miller. Yeah, I think that's MDM right there. So Derek Miller's jumped in to help one of his fellow competitors. He raced with his wife, Megan Miller, and I believe they got unofficial second in their race. And to see everybody hop in, that's what I love about Ultra 4.
Yeah.
You pull in the pits, everybody comes. They don't want to get in your way, but they're there to help.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
we
great.
should have started a timer, but we didn't. And look at how beautiful it is. Look at, off in the distance, the snow-capped mountain still. When I showed up on Monday, it snowed up there Sunday, and that whole cap was covered, but it's starting to melt down as Jeremy Brown is dropping down into the Brannock Bowl as we speak with those brand new Maxxis tires fresh on their program. Great to see that relationship start. And I was talking to him, and he's like, he takes his partnership serious. He's like, I don't want just a sponsor. I want to make a relationship. And he really took it to heart on how much support Maxxis brings to him. So it's really great to see.
Yeah, it's yeah, see, he's having a challenge too with this front.
Well, I think it's just getting so dug out there that these 4,400 cars are really putting a beating on.
Well, coming back, you said too, and we just saw it as he went by, the air filter is completely exposed. So that's not doing a lot of good for his engine either, and the amount of power that he has coming through in spaces like this. Like, that is one thing about area BFE is this fluff dust.
Oh,
that
it's
is
like talcum
insane.
powder.
Yeah.
It's gnarly. And yeah, that's good thing the wind switched directions because we were getting dusted out a moment ago, but now it switched around and we're sitting pretty up here.
Yeah, we got Steven coming back through again with the.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see. Go to ultra4racing.livemotorsports.com and we'll see where it puts him. Because right now it's Brendan Thompson and then James Mahoney. But Stephen Watson and Mahoney were very close. But remember, Mahoney's in the pits changing a tire. So whatever this updates, we'll have to add some time for Mahoney.
Yeah, it looks like Steven. I don't
Oh,
know.
and it does update. Stephen Watson is beating James Mahoney on adjusted time. And then Mahoney's got a couple, maybe 3 minutes in the pits. So Stephen Watson right now has a 40-second lead as they cross the Freight Factory start finish plus the tire change. So I'm going to say that's going to be probably a 3-minute lead now. So where's Brendan Thompson? Let's see how my Racing Tracks is doing. You can see all the different colors. That shows you they are on different laps. So I'm going to call it the bright purple is James Mahoney. He's almost to race mile 1. Oh, that's James Mahoney. Sorry. So where is Brendan Thompson? Oh, we haven't seen much of Brendan Thompson on here, so I don't know where he is at.
And we got Trotters down here. He's ready to throw that white flag.
White flag is in hand.
Yeah, he's getting prepped down there.
And just a moment ago, we saw James Mahoney, so he is back and moving. Did he get out ahead of Stephen Watson or not? I don't know. So where did Watson start? Stephen Watson started in 17th. And Mahoney was all the way up in 3rd, so that's 14. So roughly a 7-minute split.
Yeah. So he's got some good time on him also.
No, that would be so 3rd to 12th is actually 9. So that's a.
Oh my God, they're trying to do math right now.
So I think it's a 4.5 minutes.
Half of 9 is 4.5.
Hey, look at me go.
Look at you go, Miles. Nice work. I'm like trying to catch on to what you're doing over here.
Too many things. My brain is fried.
Like the eyes are rolling back. I wasn't quite sure.
Oh, man. But, yeah, we've had a great time here for the 2025 Ultra 4 USA Freight Factory Beatdown right here in beautiful area BFE. We are towards the end of the 4,400 class. Absolutely amazing to see what has happened.
As much as I'm calling out 3 tires, I'm also going to say, there was no recoveries here in the pits. So
we had one during the EMC race, right?
Well, we had a lot during the EMC race, but during this 4,400 race, we haven't had any. So giving a shout out to Rory and Trailmater that's been out there ready to jump into action and make sure that things get flopped over.
Yeah,
he's a local here that has a great channel with all the different recoveries that's going on.
Oh, absolutely. And I want to extend on that because we had a couple of recoveries lined up and they're all volunteers and something came up. They were unable to make it. So Abe Gonzalez got a hold of Rory with Trailmater Off-Road Recovery, made a phone call. We stopped by. He closed the shop for the weekend to come out here to help us. So again, can't say enough good things about him. If you ever have an issue, get a hold of him. He hasn't found something he can't get off the trail yet.
But the stories are good. let me
Oh,
say.
yeah.
The
Yeah,
stories
go to
are
his
good.
YouTube channel. There's some fun stuff on there. And here comes Chris Hicks, the number 4480 out of Gaserville, California with AdRack Racing. I'm glad to see him out there still pushing. One of his team members hit me up and said they had a throttle body issue yesterday. So everybody put the word out. One of the Balducci brothers finally found somebody that found somebody out in Colorado, and they went to his shop and they offered him. He's like, "Here's my race truck. Take whatever you need." But he's like, "I got one on the shelf if you want that. You can take the one off the truck and have a spare if you want." He's like, "No, the one off the shelf's perfect." And he tried giving it to him, and Chris said, "No way, you're helping him out tremendously." He probably paid double, but he just made it right. So again,
you make it right,
and that's off a 6100 desert truck. So again, racers are racers. They want to help they're not even the same series, not even the same ballpark, but he wants to help them get out there. Never met him before. Opens his shop and said, "Free game. What do you need?"
Well, that's going to come back twofold, as it always does, right? When you're out there and you're having your challenges.
The good side of karma.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of which, we had our party at Grandpa's Garage the other night.
Man, that was fun.
And, Grandpa's Garage is that space as well, where if you're an off-roader and you're here in Moab and you have challenges, you break something, you have the opportunity to come in and work on it yourself.
Yeah,
it's not about him doing anything. It's about a space for you to do the work.
Well, I'm going to interrupt you right there because 5150 Brendan Thompson is coming into town, getting ready to drop down the Brannock Bowl. So our physical race leader and on adjusted time is about to grab the white flag.
Yeah, this is so exciting. Doing a great job.
So Brian Trotter, our Ultra 4 race director, is right there at the Freight Factory start finish with the white flag in hand. So our 8th and final lap is going out to our leader, Brendan Thompson, number 5150 out of Nevada City, California with Bam Bam Racing. And I think last time around, a 7-minute lead over Stephen Watson. So we got 7 minutes to see. That 7 minutes seems like a long time, especially when the checkered flies.
Yeah, definitely. And this is a Grand Prix race, so a lot of people don't understand the concept of that. So as soon as this white flag goes, now every single person that comes through, regardless of what lap they're on, gets the white flag. And then same when the checkered flag comes around. So as soon as that leader comes through, they get the white. The rest of the crew comes through, they all get the white and then the checker. And then that's how they fall in order, is dependent on time if you're on the final lap, on the lead lap, and then the laps after that.
And we saw that in the UTV race. Cole Clark with a blistering speed kind of messed up some people's races because he was so fast they got cut a lap or two. But hey, that's part of racing. Brian Trotter brought that up in the drivers meeting, and that's what we're rolling with.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all part of the game. Like, if you can do it, you got to do it. If you can pass, you can pass. And if you can't, you can't, right?
Yeah, I was guessing 17 to 18-minute laps, and Brendan Thompson with a 14:40 fastest of the weekend. And here comes Michael Mills driving for Brian Reed with Brianna Reed in the shotgun seat in that IFS car with Howden. Making some great work. All 4 tires have Aaron at this time. That's a plus. And he's still in the mix. He is a lap behind, so he will be 1 lap down behind Brendan Thompson, Stephen Watson, and James Mahoney. But to finish first you must finish. So if Brendan Thompson, Stephen Watson, or James Mahoney have an issue, Michael Mills, driving for Brian Reed, is there to take advantage.
I think some of them are happy to see this white flag. What do you think?
I'll bet, yeah. Racing's fun until you're beat up, and I'll bet you these guys and gals are beat up. And, man, just launching down the Maxis Leap is Hunter Sparrow with Drew riding shotgun, number 72 out of Loma, Colorado with Sparrow Motorsports. He's in the Brannock Bowl as we speak, so he'll take the little 180 and grab the white flag, even though he's a lap down here at the Freight Factory start-finish. And then Sky and Cole Johnson, who raced the EMC race, swapped cars, swapped seats, and now the brother duo is still pushing strong. They must have had some issues because they are out on lap number 5, getting ready to head out for lap number 6. So he is just behind Hunter Sparrow. So we'll run through the top 10. It is Brendan Thompson, Stephen Watson, James Mahoney, Brian Reed, Craig Allen, Aaron Robinson, driven by Bailey Cole. Then it's Jeremy Brown, Hunter Sparrow, and crossing the start finish here in just a moment will be Cole Johnson. And that is our top 9 right now, still pushing strong. I know Kirk Jensen is still moving. I think Justin Joseph is as well. We saw Chris Hicks, but we know Cole Clark is out. Tad Dowker is out. Haven't seen Ken Goodall for a while. Paul Horschel is out. I assume Joe Gatlin as well. And then Waylon Campbell did not finish a lap before his transmission exited the chat.
That's an expensive trip.
Yeah, that hurts. And tough. Man, Waylon Campbell is definitely a premier driver, but he just keeps having issues out there. He has led a lot of races, and stuff just happens. I hate to see that for him.
Yeah, I bet I had a quick chat with him at the start line there, and him and his mustache.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Mustache.
I love it.
He's growing out so good now the car caught on.
The car did catch on. It's amazing. But he's just having, his moments in time, and everything changes and everything rotates, and racing continues to go through. And, the Campbell family has always been a part of this racing scene, and just
from
love
the
to
very
see it.
beginning.
Started racing, correct?
But he's usually part of the Bloody Mary run in the morning,
Guaranteed, yeah. But I always call that first race the beer run, right? Because it was the unofficial, but it was also super important as far as the history of King of the Hammers goes and what makes it work. And so, Dave called everybody up and said, hey, let's go out and let's just try this and let's do this. And Dave and Jeff made that happen. And the winner got a case of beer,
Yeah, the OG 13, all 12 of them showed up.
Yeah.
So I think their math is as good as mine.
Yeah, I harass them about that a lot too. But 13 sounds like such a cool number.
Oh yeah, it works out well.
Yep. So I know we have a lot of racers at home right now watching, and I definitely appreciate that and appreciate everybody that's on there. Say hello again when we just flipped over to the YouTube chat.
Yeah, Nathan March is rooting on Stephen Watson. Tad Dowker is out due to steering. And it looks like Jonathan Dawes is tuning in saying hey to you and I.
Right
so
on.
Jonathan Dawes had a great run. I believe he
Team
was
Indiana.
4th in Kentucky. Almost got Bill McGiven, but wasn't quite there. But yeah, Team Indiana always shows up and shows out.
They always show
Man,
up.
and they know how to party.
Yeah, they do.
I try not to miss a single wing night.
Yeah, you just find the dinosaur, my friends.
Yeah. The purple dinosaur.
Yeah. And if you know, you know.
Yeah, Puff the Magic Dragon. So here comes Kirk Jensen. I believe he will be a lap down, but he will grab the white flag. So Kirk Jensen will be heading out for lap number 6. So he is our top 10.
Yes. And speaking of Team Indiana, right in front of us is the Brannick Motorsports flag.
Yep,
so
Brannick.
Stan and all the Brannick team and family, they're a big part of this as well.
Yeah, Stan the Man Haynes with Brannick Motorsports has been with the Ultra 4 family for almost since the beginning. And speaking about Brannick and family, Brannick hits his son Brandon and his daughter Nicole. That's where Stan got it. So Brannick, I love that. How cool is that?
Oh my gosh, really? Yeah. Okay, I've been around them for that long. Hey, thank you. I learned something today.
Every once in a while, right?
High five. Oh my goodness, duh.
Yeah, and they're the sponsor for the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class.
Yeah.
So they've been supporting Ultra 4 and King of the Hammers for a very long time. And there's Kirk Jensen cruising by Eric Weichel and Joe Fabrizio's camera they set up for us. That may be Stephen Watson. Man, again,
it's hard to see.
It's hard to, again, you at home have the perfect YouTube feed on. It's a little bit fuzzy.
A little fuzzy? I'm old and that's fuzzy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're doing our best. Again, can't thank Hammer King Productions and Take It Live, Believe Cam for helping us put on this amazing coverage for where you and I can barely text and probably not make a phone call.
No, there's no phone calls. Yeah.
Even on Starlink, I was trying to call Bailey today to say, how's your day and all that, and just call failed. I'm on Starlink. Oh, well.
Yeah.
All right, so good morning. How you doing?
Yeah, even in town where I live, we use Starlink. Like, it's
Really?
ridiculous everywhere around here. Yep. But I do invite everybody, like, please come to Moab. Please come and have fun. Bring your off-road vehicles. Bring your fun. Bring your friends. Bring your everybody's. Let's go have a great time. And Moab is like open and ready. And we brought it up in the last event too, when Johnny Matthews was coming by. Like, the business owners downtown want to see you. After our party the other night, he went down, took his family down for ice cream, and purchasing that ice cream like helped feed somebody. So it's a great opportunity to be able to be a part of that.
So I think Chris was in my ear. You heard something. I couldn't quite tell. If you could come back to me, buddy, I'd appreciate it. Sounds like we have another camera issue, so I'm going to try to run down there real quick before Brendan Thompson comes up. So I'll be right back.
All right. Well, y'all are stuck with me for a minute. So we have the Trent Fab car coming back in again. And in the last race, Woody was in his Trent car, which was really fun to see the Trent family out here. Bailey Cole is driving this one right now, the 3006. So he's running around the course. This is the part that I'm failing at right now because I have been away for a little bit. I'm embarrassed to say, where I used to know every single driver, every storyline, everything like you and Pam do. And now I'm like, okay, I know the original people and I know the cars and I know the technology and I know like the big picture, but like being here to do this is exciting, and I appreciate the opportunity to hang out with you.
Oh, it's been a great time, and obviously I do my homework a lot. I live for this. But there's so many new names that I struggle from time to time.
Yeah.
But we love that. As James Mahoney, physical second, is coming into the Brannick Bowl as we speak. We'll see a split time between him and Brendan Thompson, but then we got to wait for Steven Watson because there was a little mix-up on adjusted time.
Yeah.
I believe last time around it was 7 minutes or so. So we'll see what the time split is here as he's about to cross over the Freight Factory start-finish to get his 8th and final lap.
Yeah. What are the lap times? How fast are they making these? Or
the fastest lap time is Brendan Thompson with a 14:40, but I would say average is probably right around that 18-19 mark for the fast ones.
Okay, and then what about the last race? So we're about 18 minutes on the 4400s. What did you see on the last race?
I would say about that as well for the EMC.
Oh, dang.
They were pretty close. Cole Clark, I think, had a 14:45 in a UTV, but average for UTV was 17:18. So I would say 17 to 20 is average for the fast guys and gals.
Fair.
But 14:40 is just amazing. So James Mahoney, Brendan Thompson has extended his lead to 10 minutes and 15 seconds. So to me, that would be a 3-minute tire change last time for Mahoney. So that makes sense.
Yeah. Is that fast?
I would say that's decent for a 150-pound tire. I don't know if I would call it fast, but I would call it fair.
Fair.
But again, most of these guys, this is just their hobby. So they got their buddies coming out, their dads, their brothers, whoever.
I know, I love it.
And they're just out here having fun. And if it's a 3-minute tire change compared to a minute and a half, they're still having fun.
They're still having a great time. And that's what it's all about out here, is just to make sure that everybody's having a good time in that family-friendly environment.
So going off split times, I think we should see Brendan Thompson in the next 5 minutes or so. Again, I don't see much updates on racing tracks. I'm definitely having some internet issues up here. But hey, the live show's working. Just rebooted the camera once again and bringing you some of the best coverage we can for the 2025 Ultra 4 USA Freight Factory Beatdown here at Area BFE. And again, before the race finishes, we need to give a huge shout out to Monster Energy, Warren Racing, Brannick Motorsports, All Things UTV, NorCal Rock Racing, Rock Crawler Suspension, Freight Factory, Spider Tracks, Factor 55, PCI, G-Force, Metal Cloak, Maxxis, and King. So please support who supports the sport. And look who it is, Steven Watson. We will get a good split time here in just a minute. He drops the Maxxis Leap through the Brannick Bowl, up and around the Freight Factory 180. So I'm going to switch back over to ultra4racing.livemotorsports.com, and we will have an update on adjusted time. Is it going to be Mahoney or Watson in that second spot? And it is Steven Watson by a minute 39 over James Mahoney. So
that's not
that's not enough to seal the deal. So Brendan Thompson, as long as he has a clean run, I think he's got this race in the bag.
Yeah, that's going to come down to the minute.
To finish first you must finish.
Absolutely.
The race right now is between Steven Watson and James Mahoney on adjusted time, because they've got probably, a 3 or 4 minute split between them physically, but on adjusted time, a minute 39.
Wow. Yep. There's a lot going on right there. And these tires are just, they've been getting that beat down. Even if he did come through with
Did you say beat down? That's pretty good.
I know, you're welcome. Even though they are coming through with 4 good tires right now, they're also getting hit consistently every single time. And if you've ever watched the tire and how it actually implodes on itself at some point in time, like those tread blocks are just they're just taking it. They're just taking it.
I'm looking at the split times between Steven Watson and Brendan Thompson, 8 minutes, 35 seconds. So, again, I don't think you can make that time up on a clean lap by both racers. So, Brendan Thompson, I'm keeping an eye out down the wash.
Yeah.
I suspect to see him soon. And it looks like somebody may be in rear-wheel drive. They were peeling out pretty hard there.
Yeah, there's definitely a car or two that are having some front pulling issues.
Okay, and it was that is Jeremy Brown, so I'll get a physical eye on him as he just smokes down the Maxxis Leap.
I love it that he
look
loves
at
to
this.
jump
He just
that.
kind of sets it up, kind of get a better look through the heading
His air filter supposedly just came off as well when he made that jump. So that's going to cause...
I saw his pre-filter bouncing around a little bit ago. I don't know if it was the pre-filter or the actual air filter. Trying to get a physical look. Pam saying it's the air filter, and it may be. But there's too much dust for me. I can't tell.
All right, look, we got some color coming down the...
And that color is orange. That's Brendan Thompson. We are 2 minutes away from the checkered flag flying for Brendan Thompson. What a great race we have right here. We are at the pointy end. Again, thank you everybody back home for tuning in to the 2025 Ultra 4 USA Freight Factory Beatdown here at Area BFE.
Hey, Miles, I got to give you mad props. You do a great job all the time. You and Pam and everybody that's out making this happen. Everybody in the background that also makes it happen that nobody gets to see on the live coverage or the live feed. Like
it's a lot of behind the scenes for sure.
A ton of behind the scenes.
And we all get in with where we fit in. We have a small team. We wear all the hats. Like, I'm not too proud to go run a shovel or beat a stake in the ground. We do it all. Pam's been running around doing front gate and social.
She greeted me at the gate. Yep.
It's been great.
You guys have a great team, and I appreciate you having me on today. It was a lot of fun.
No, thank you for that, because we try hard, and I hope it shows, and apparently it does.
Oh,
so
it does. It does. And everybody online right now, especially if you're still on that YouTube chat, make sure that you pop in and say good job to Miles, even if
So it looks like Chris Hickman's tuning in, and he's telling me that Paul Horschel has the fastest lap, so I got to go down there and check it. And he's right, 14:35, 5 seconds faster than coming into screen right now. The 5150 of Brendan Thompson is about to grab the checkered flag and be the unofficial winner for the 2025 Freight Factory Beatdown at Area BFE. 2 more turns to go for Brendan Thompson. What a great run he had. He started P2. After lap 1, he was P1. And here he is Brendan Thompson, your unofficial winner here at the Freight Factory Beatdown at Area BFE. He's got to back up one last time, it looks like. Yes, he's going to do it.
Got the checkered flag out. It's ready to rumble right now, and here it is.
So the crowd is excited, and it is. The checkered flag flies. Unofficial first place for Brendan Thompson, 5150 out of Nevada City, California, with Bam Bam Racing in that single-seat chassis with Maxxis Tires, SMT Performance, Brannick Motorsports, FK, King, Motive Gear, and UFO. And finishing a lap down right behind the winner, Brendan Thompson, is Craig Allen.
Yeah, so like we talked about on this finish now, everybody gets the checkered flag and they come on off, and they are
Grand Prix style.
Getting ready for the awards ceremony, which is going to be pretty exciting tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be fun because we got a lot of trophies. We have the 4600 Spider Track stock class, the 4500 mod, the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class, all 4 of the UTV classes, and then the 4400 Unlimited. As we were just riding along with James Mahoney, but coming into town right now, man, Brian Reed, driven by Michael Mills, co-driving by Brianna Reed, coming in. Looks like, I think he's going to get that 4th position, but we'll have to wait to see between Stephen Watson and James Mahoney. If they don't, no, they went out for that lap. So it's going to be pretty sure that Michael Mills driving for Brian Reed should be in that 4th position, just barely off the podium. So I'm sure Brian Reed is super excited. So there is it is a Grand Prix finish, but don't forget there is adjusted time also. So it looks like they are going to let Brian Reed and Michael Mills go out to finish his race. Brian Trotter's over there talking with timing. So we'll keep you all straight on that here in just a little bit. But the story right now is Stephen Watson and James Mahoney. Last time, James Mahoney is physically out front, but on adjusted time, it was Stephen Watson leading by 1:39. So we'll switch back over to racing track, see if I can see either of those. I don't see the 308. Yeah, I just don't see him on here. Darn it. And Stephen Watson is 17, so I'm looking for 17 and 308. But again, service is limited out here, but we do have the raw data, so we will download that after the race. And I don't see James Mahoney on the tracker, but I see his live stream as we're following along with him. And just look, the sun is in their eyes. The dust is thick. So you think you can't see the TV. No, that's what they see as well. So here comes Hunter Sparrow, number 72. With Drew riding shotgun out of Loma, Colorado with Sparrow Motorsports.
I was talking to Kim Sparrow in the pits. They have the second car that she drives, and he co-drives.
They didn't bring it out this time, darn it.
Yeah, they didn't bring it out this time, but that was one of those conversations about the cars and older cars versus bringing in the quality and the pieces of parts, right? And so she was also talking about the desert portion of the racing. And, as we look at James Mahoney and what he's seeing out the front of his window is all the dust.
Oh, it's
and
thick
learning
out there.
how to drive in the dust is quite the thing.
So I don't mind driving in some dust. Like my wife gives me a lot of grief because the wipers, I only turn them on every once in a while. I can see this stuff. I'm good.
Oh my gosh, you're that guy.
But the dust, like if it's a little bit of dust like Mahoney's driving, I'm still going to push. But when it's blinding dust and you're driving by GPS at upwards of 100 miles an hour, no thanks.
It's silly. It's very silly. And silly in a good way when you're in a trophy truck and when you're doing your thing, right? But at the same time, again, back to talent. Ooh,
Look,
what
we
happened
got
here?
a pass. That's James Mahoney. That was Sky and Cole Johnson. James Mahoney has some lap traffic. He gets around Joe Gatlin and Sky and Cole Johnson, I believe. So great passing. So that goes back to racing tracks. He has a push to pass. He hits that. Those competitors know leaders coming through. They pull over, let him around, and boom, he's back and pushing. This race is 15 feet either side of the line, so it's only 30 feet wide because Lucero wants to keep Moab beautiful. So he says, I know you have to race. I know you have to pass, but just don't go bushwhacking.
Right. Don't go bushwhacking. Hey, keep our trees up and keep it looking nice. The co-drivers, we always talk about the drivers. Sometimes the co-driver name is popping in here, but co-drivers have a big job on their hands. And one is to make sure that the driver stays on course and watching.
We got a couple Wayland Campbell and Ken Goodall stuck in the same spot.
At least they've been hanging out together.
Man, what a bummer. So Rory with Trailmater Off-Road Recovery is going to have his hands full after this race. We have Tad Dowker, Ken Goodall, Wayland Campbell, and I'm sure there's a long list of others as well. Cole Clark, Paul Horschel. Justin Joseph is showing red on the bottom of his tracker. Man.
Yeah, a lot of people out there on course, but at least they weren't alone. They were hanging out and waving people by, but it looked like a flat space. It wasn't looking like there was a lot of rocks around where potentially they were in a fashion where they were in the way.
So Checkpoint Dolly's tuned into the YouTube. Thanks for helping out today.
Yeah,
she helped me keep my tent.
Yeah,
I had rocks on it, and all of a sudden the wind picked up and it started floating. She grabbed it. They grabbed some zip ties, so thanks for that. And she wants to give a shout out to her son Stuart, who is co-driving in the 3006 with Bailey Cole right now, and he will be doing 16 laps today as a co-driver. Incredible.
Whew, his body's gonna hurt tomorrow.
Oh, 100%. Casey Gilbert is tuned in, rooting on Brendan Thompson, and Casey Shear as well, rooting on Brendan. Josh, thank you for the compliment. Yeah, the entire Ultra 4 team is doing great.
Yep.
Kevin's been tuned in. Stitch, Nathan. Thank you, everybody. It's absolutely amazing to see the support that Ultra 4 gets. I've seen upwards of 500 people watching the YouTube today. Yesterday, we had almost 5,000 views. So I think this is one of our best races because we have a bigger car count. Bigger car count means growth. So I think we're in the right direction right now. And it's been an amazing week out here. So thank you to all the racers, the fans, the marketing partners, volunteers. You helped us with Grandpa's Garage. I mean, it's been an amazing puzzle this weekend, and it fell together.
It always does, though, Miles. At the end of the day,
I get stressed out sometimes, and I'm like, man, are we going to make it? And every time we pull it off.
Event 101, like you put the best plan and then you throw it out the window.
And then you adapt and overcome, just like our racers do.
Absolutely. Like that's how events are. That's how the best events are run, is the best plan and then you throw it out. But as always, like everything this team has been doing lately has been great, and seeing the future of Ultra 4 and what it's looking like and how the series is coming together, and qualifying for King of the Hammers and getting all that piece of the pie back together again.
That's cool.
Like I love it. I love that that's back and that's part of the play here. Encouraging everybody, hey, you're not just a once-a-year driver. Like, let's get out and let's drive and let's have fun. And
100%.
Let's be part of the bigger picture, not just the once-a-year scene. So excited to see that continue.
Oh, 100%. Couldn't agree more. And I just got a text from Joe Thompson. He is a very proud brother to his brother, Brendan Thompson, who just unofficially won this race with, I'm going to say, probably 7 or 8 minutes to spare. What a great run. Joe Thompson is Mr. UFO. He designs Brendan's car, but Brendan's a fabricator. So he's like, Joe, you can do all the CAD work, but give it to me. I want to build my own car. Joe Thompson is one of our premier builders in the sport. We've got Millers, we've got Bombers, we've got Trip Fab, Campbell's, and UFOs for sure. We've got a lot of amazing companies, Jimmy's 4x4, that make a living off of Ultra 4 and King of the Hammers. To see what Dave Gohl came up with, 20 years ago now, isn't that crazy? To see where it came and where it is and where it's going is very exciting.
Gosh. But the technology that's coming out of that NorCal group and Joe, like, it's just insane how it continues to push the boundaries and go with it. And you know my dad. A lot of people know my dad as being
Bob
part
Bauer, right?
of Ben Bauer.
Ben Bauer. Bob Bauer.
Yeah.
I knew Ben Bauer. Just Bob popped in because I know him too.
Yeah, so Bob Bauer is a part of our racing community, off-road community, everything.
Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame.
Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame inductee and the announcer for it as well. And so the funny part is we can't really connect the dots on where we're related, but what we do agree with is we claim ourselves on our good days, and luckily we have a lot of great days.
And here comes James Mahoney, physical second, and he is pushing hard. His pits must be telling him, hey, Stephen Watson on adjusted time has you by, what was it, 1:40? So James Mahoney is pushing hard. It's going to be down to the absolute wire between James Mahoney and Stephen Watson. So I'm trying to get my unofficial stopwatch ready, and I'm about to hit it. And listen to Mahoney all over the throttle. He knows he has to give it all he's got to beat Stephen Watson. So it's starting now.
That checker flag.
So James Mahoney, physical second, but it's going to be down to the wire between him and Stephen Watson. I'm pretty sure it's locked down for Brian Reed and Michael Mills in fourth. But second and third, what I do my math, what do we say, 4.5 minutes, right?
Yep.
And we're at 20
half,
seconds. I'm going to redo my math again.
Well, yeah, because you said 9 minutes, so that's 4.5.
Nope, it's 4. Yeah, it's 9 minutes. So yeah,
4.5.
Yep, 4.5. So
4 and 4 is 8, and half is 9.
Man, so yeah, we got another 4 minutes. Where is Stephen Watson? The number 17. I'm going to try to get on racing tracks, but I haven't had much luck on our leaders today, and I still don't. But don't worry, we'll download the data. Here comes Joe Gatlin with Tom Prendergast riding shotgun with Fire River Racing. They're dropping down the Maxxis Leap, taking her easy, but that old Jimmy's car has been around a long time, and it's still rocking and rolling. Watch that right front tire drop. It's going to drop right into that hole.
It's so cool to see. I hate to say it, some of these older cars, right? Like,
it is an older car. That car's probably been racing, I'm going to guess, 10 years.
It's so great to see him still on the course.
Here's Stephen Watson.
Oh, he is coming in hot.
He is hot. He is going to steal it away from James Mahoney. So Stephen Watson coming into town, physically third, but I think he's going to steal second away from James Mahoney. Again, unofficial, but I think Stephen Watson is going to bump James Mahoney by about 2.5 minutes or so. So James Mahoney and Stephen Watson really picked it up on their 8th and final lap. So the checkered flag is out, and it is flying. Physical's third, but on adjusted time, it is Stephen Watson in second position by 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So my math was pretty close.
Woo! That was incredible. And he came in with like all fire, all kinds of fire.
James Mahoney and Stephen Watson were on the throttle in that last race. What an amazing finish. But we got to give the shout out to Brendan Thompson. He was calm and collected, drove his own race, and got around Cole Clark on lap number 1 when he had a flat and never looked back. Congratulations goes to Brendan Thompson 1, Stephen Watson 2, and James Mahoney in that third spot. Again, unofficial, but I haven't heard any chatter. We'll see how it plays out, but it's looking good.
So with that now, we can also say fourth is
Brian Reed, driven by Michael Mills.
Yep.
So it is I don't remember if we had a co-driver for Stephen Watson. It is a 2-seater.
He does have a co-driver, and I apologize, I don't know his name, but it is one of his buddies, good buddies. Cool. He's had out quite a few times.
But we have 2 single-seaters in the top 3 of Brendan Thompson and James Mahoney. So nobody to help you diagnose the car, nobody to help you change a tire, nobody to help you tell you where to go. Man.
Interesting as far as changing a tire goes, I've only seen one car come through with a tire off the rack in the back, like they left it out there, and I haven't seen any flats on the back of a car.
Think they're just going to keep pushing
roll them in
and go to the PCI pit. So here comes Kirk Jensen, number 4401 out of Salt Lake City, Utah, with ORI Struts Factory Racing. He was down a lap or 2, it looks like. So he gets an unofficial top 10 so far. So where's Aaron Robinson? Well, where's Bailey Cole driving for Aaron Robinson? He is in the mix for a top 5. Jeremy Brown's still there. Craig Allen was moving. We saw Hunter Sparrow. Where's Cole
we got
Johnson?
About 4 or 5 more cars out there, huh?
Oh, yeah. So let's see. Yeah, again, the racing tracks on my end isn't helping. Hopefully you guys have better connectivity back at home. And it looks like Nathan is tuned in. Josh Brown, Crafty Sasquatch, Kevin P, Jeep Style, all
Crafty Sasquatch.
Yeah.
I love some of your guys' names. It's just amazing.
Nathan March is rooting on Steven Watson. Diesel, glad you're tuned in, buddy. Man, what a great race. And we've had a lot of people tuned in. So thank you, everybody back at home and here on site, for tuning into the 2025 Ultra 4 USA Freight Factory Beatdown here in beautiful area BFE. We think we have the podium filled, but we still have a few more, so I'll stay on for a little bit longer.
Yeah, let's let them all come in. We got a few more and let them get their checkered flag and have their moment.
Yeah,
I thought, that's the best part of King of the Hammers, too, is waiting till 10 o'clock, because those are the guys that have the stories, and those are the fun ones. I know, but that's the fun part.
Yeah. No, I when I first started in 2012, that was kind of my thing. I was out in the remote doing it, and then I'd come back and help finish the podiums throughout the night. So I did that for years. I loved it. But I've kind of worked up the ranks a little bit that I started celebrating with the racers on Saturday night and check out a little bit early and just take it all in. I love seeing them come across the finish line, and the emotion is so strong at King of the Hammers.
Yeah, and again, that goes back to that whole concept of you're either, and again, it's racing. Like, are you going out to win, or are you going out to finish?
And you have those top guys coming to mind: Jason Shear, Eric Miller, and a few others. When they come across not in first, there's disappointment. I'm like, you just finished on the podium and you're bummed.
They're like,
but hey, that shows you how hard they push.
Well, how hard they push and how much they've prepped, and the money and the time and the effort,
and time, 100%,
and the innovation and the thought process and the trailers and the people and
all the above.
All the above.
And I just saw Jeremy Brown coming through, so he will be our next finisher, I believe. So he may be in the mix for a top 5. Where is Bailey Cole driving for Aaron Robinson? Man, it's going to be close between Jeremy Brown and Aaron Robinson.
And, if you're
for
still
top 5.
Yeah, if you're still hanging out online and you haven't been to King of the Hammers before, or even to one of these events, just walk around the pits. Like, everybody's so kind and gentle-ish, and gentle-ish, and really open to talk to you if you have questions, and especially if you have kids. Like, they love doing autographs and they love being a part of the whole scene and making sure that you as a spectator or somebody that potentially is getting into it or wanting to get into it, have the opportunity to be successful.
Yeah, the teams you walk through, they'll hand you swag, they'll hand you stickers. I've seen Shannon Campbell take his hat off his head, sign it, and hand it to a kid, and take body panels off. It's amazing. Just so if you haven't been to King of the Hammers, come on out. I'm inviting you right now. Tickets are on sale as we speak, and walk through the pits and just kind of give them a wave, and somebody will bring you in and let you check out the car. And I've seen so many of the racers put a kid in the race car and say, do race car noises.
Oh, we do that all the time. Yeah, I love that part.
So here is Brian Reed, driven by Michael Mills and Brianna Reed, coming into finish. I believe this will be an unofficial 4th place for Michael Mills, driving for Brian Reed in the 416 Howden machine. They had a great run, and I'm not sure if I know anybody that didn't have a flat tire today. You know what? Maybe Brendan Thompson. He may be the only one. We'll see.
If that's true, that's impressive.
That's impressive. He's got those Maxxis tires, and he told me you can't lose on 42s.
Well, yeah, that's absolutely the statement.
I said that a couple months ago. You can't lose in your 42s.
Yeah, that became a thing, I don't know, like 3 or 4 years ago when the Reds started coming out in 42s, and it's like, you can't lose on 42s. Yep. And it just stuck, and I just absolutely love it because it's so true. And now, I mean, we were talking about the 60th anniversary of Easter Jeep Safari is coming to Moab next Easter. And we think about the beginning of that event, and the beginning of that event was Jeeps on 31-inch tires. And now today, 60 years later, the Jeeps that are coming, their average is 37s to 39s, and this is like the new.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So there's a lot going on in the club trying to figure that out.
And Dave Cole just gave me a quick text, and Bailey Cole is stopped right around race mile 2. And I went over to Racing Tracks, and it does show the red at the bottom of that teardrop. So a heartbreaker for Aaron Robinson and Bailey Cole, stopped at race mile 2. Not exactly sure. Nope. Just Dave was watching the show, and he said it. I went to Racing Tracks. He's right. Tough break.
Well, because Dave's watching, I'm going to give him a shout out too. Like, talk about a guy that has like thought process and innovation at the forefront, and has been able to take what King of the Hammers is today, and from what it was as the beer run, and into what it is today with a team of people, clearly. Like, but his thought process and pushing boundaries is what continues to make that work. And now him out there at Johnson Valley all the time, breaking new trails and finding new routes to challenge people at King of the Hammers, and continue to make King of the Hammers the challengingest race of the year. It's pretty neat. So good job, Dave.
Yeah, no, it's amazing to see where it's came and where it is and where it's going. Can't be more prouder. I was kind of catching up on social just a little bit. A lot of people are excited right now, and why wouldn't you be? So here comes Jeremy Brown, who could get a top 5 with Aaron Robinson and Bailey Cole stopped out on course. So I think it's going to be an unofficial top 5 for number 50, Jeremy Jones, who signed his Maxxis contract today here on site. And Maxxis installed all of those tires for him. Great to see the support they're bringing for us. So Jeremy Brown having a little bit of issues there at the bottom of the Brannock Bowl. Oh, he has a right front tire that is not pulling, so he has some kind of issue in the right front of that car. So that's why he had a little bit of struggle bus going on there. But again, unofficial top 5 for Jeremy Brown here at the 2025 Ultra 4 USA Freight Factory Beatdown here in Area BFE. Congratulations. Again, unofficial, but our top 5 will work backwards. It is Jeremy Brown, Brian Reed, James Mahoney, Stephen Watson, and top of the box unofficially is Brendan Thompson. Here comes Chris Hicks, the number 4480 with AdRack Racing, coming into the Brannock Bowl as we speak. I believe he is a lap or 2 down. Yes, he is going to be finishing his 4th lap right now. So he definitely had some issues out here, but he had bigger issues yesterday. So great to see the off-road community come together and at least get him a start. And he had a finish.
Is a win right now for him, because he could have gone home yesterday.
Yep, so he'll get his finishing points right here, right now. Flag flies for Chris Hicks.
And, you know, that's part of it, too, that's really exciting, is the finishing points as far as the series goes, and, like, making sure that you're on top and a part of it.
It's a big deal. There's a lot of strategy that goes into it.
There's a lot of strategy.
So this during qualifying, pole position gets 7 points. The winner gets 1,000. Second place, 975. Third is 965, and then it's 5 less. But you have to be you have to finish 1 complete lap to get finishing points. Otherwise, it's down to like 200 to 300 points.
Oh, dang! So like Waylon.
Yeah, Waylon. I think it's only to take.
He didn't even get a lap in.
If you take the green flag, you get 200 points.
Okay.
So I think that's all he's going to get. Yeah, it's a heartbreaker for Waylon.
Expensive weekend. Yeah. So interesting. You know, the points thing is really fun too. Like watching the spreadsheet start to build itself out, especially now. This is the second West.
Yeah, this is we just had our second Eastern in Kentucky, and now this is our second Western. And then I was home only for a day, so I haven't gotten all my homework up to date. I apologize, but when I get home next week, after our wheel for a day or 2 in Moab, I'm going to get home and dive into the computer and see what's going on. But it's the excitement will be starting to build for sure.
Yeah, that's exciting. And so as this continues to go, and we continue to have all of the different series that go out, they're just trying to fall in and get more and more racers out here, and there is a lot of opportunity. I just want to come back to that as far as being able to start in the Ultra 4 scene, become a racer. The rookie program is great. It's a great opportunity to understand how to start, how to get in there, how to, how do you even understand what needs to be a part of the vehicle. There's also the marketing side to it, the media side to it, which is even more important, right? Like, how do you pay for all this? How do we get all these great sponsors on the side of the car? And you can see some of these cars that are coming through, like some of them had a bunch of sponsors on the side, some of them had one, some of them had their name. And I think that is a testament to how the opportunity can work there as well, as far as partnership goes from the racing side. We do have a lot of great partners within our off-road space that allow the opportunity for these racers to be successful out, and you know, it's a budget thing. And then there's also some new partners that are outside the off-road space, which I'm also super excited
really
to
cool.
see. And
we've had a few of them jump on board outside of the off-road community, like you said, and that just goes to show you how far of a reach Ultra 4 actually has.
Yeah. And now with this amazing live coverage that's going on, like, holy cow, being able to bring this to Area BFE where you guys are getting multiple views, in car, out car, all over the place. The drone's been up and down.
Oh, yeah. The Believe Cam drone flying by TJ. He's done a great job, him and his buddy Wade out there, bringing you some amazing action. And speaking about sponsors, let's give one more huge shout out to Monster Energy, Warren Racing, Brannick Motorsports, All Things UTV, NorCal Rock Racing, Rock Crawler Suspension, Freight Factory, Spider Tracks, Factor 55, PCI Race Radios, G-Force Suspension Technology, Metal Cloak, Maxxis Tires, and King. So please support who supports the sport. And there's also a lot of other great companies that support off-road as a whole. So, go out there, do your research, but that's who supports Ultra 4 USA. And I couldn't be more proud of each and every one of those.
Right in front of us is the Warren flag. And this year they put on the Warren recovery training.
And they've hooked up a lot of our recovery with Warren equipment. They even put a Warren winch on my Jeep, and I've put it to use on some of these courses. So it's been a great relationship. Justin and Sergio with Warren and Factor 55 have been a great addition to King of the Hammers and Ultra 4 USA for quite a few years. So proud to keep them on board.
I feel like we're lonely. Do we have anybody out there anymore?
Let's go to racing tracks, and I see a lot of cars with red dots. Oh, I don't see a single car without a red dot, so I think I
feel like we're the last people here.
Yeah, so I think we're towards the end, so I'll give it just a couple more minutes, and we'll probably sign off for the day, because if there's nobody coming, what are we waiting on, right? But yeah, it's been an amazing weekend, so I want to give a huge shout-out to Freight Factory for presenting the Area BFE Beatdown. And speaking about the Beatdown, let's shout out to Robert Lucero with Area BFE. We've raced here. I think this is my 4th time. I think maybe we raced one other time as well, but it's just an Ultra 4 track to its finest. Absolutely amazing. And there's the Believe Cam from about a mile or two away, right coming up to the Big B studio. So that's where we've been sitting all day. And again, the camera doesn't do it justice. Yeah. We are on this beautiful cliff overlooking the I'm not going to call it a short course, but the infield here, and right above Black Flag, the views here are amazing. The elevation, the cliffs, the valleys, the snow-topped mountains in the background. I can't think of anywhere else I'd rather be right here, right now.
Absolutely agreed. It's a beautiful place to live too, and beautiful place to visit. So make sure that you guys come and set up with Robert. He now rents UTVs and buggies. Also, if you've ever wanted to drive a buggy or be a part of a buggy, he rents those at Area BFE in downtown, and then you can come out here and wheel them.
You can wheel at Area BFE or all over Moab. Yeah. He's got a lot of great tours.
He has a lot of great tours, but that is an opportunity for you to come and experience exactly what these racers just experienced. So.
Yeah, it was a great day of racing. So again, let's give a huge shout out to everybody who got on the podium. Again, it is still unofficial, but it's looking good.
Chez Jean Coutu, il y a un concours pour tout le monde. Comme dans Tout le monde choisit son prix. Comme dans 10 000 $ en carte cadeau Jean Coutu pour Émilie qui aime les économies. 10 000
class, it was Jackson Cotter, Harrison Drackman, then Hunter Biddle. In the stock 170 was Hunter Valadez and Maddie Manders, 2 young gals in the sport.
Yes,
so great to
exciting.
See. Last night in the 4600 Spider Track stock class, it was John Williams, Albert Contreras, then Brexton Glines. Then we had the UTV race in the stock. It was Seth Carpenter, Matt Peterson, and Dylan Trent. in the Pro Modified. For his first race ever and winning in the G-Force Pro Modified was Tommy Thompson and Scott Lesage. And then in the All Things UTV Open class, it was Cole Clark, Shabs Piercy, and Kurt Mackey. In the 4,800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class, it was Woody Rose, Jeremy Jones, and Amber Slauson. The 4,500 was John Matthews, Megan Miller, and in third was Todd Miller. So it was a great day of racing. And now, again, unofficial, but it's looking good. And that third spot is James Mahoney. And number 2 is Stephen Watson. And that top of the box is Brendan Thompson. It's been such an amazing weekend here. I can't express enough from myself personally and the Ultra 4 USA team. Thanks to everybody for putting this on. Charlene, it's been great to have you in the booth. Thanks for sharing it with me. We've rotated an amazing guest through here. So I'm going to say it for the last time. Thank you for tuning in to the 2025 Freight Factory Beatdown here at Area BFE for round number 2 in the Western Series in beautiful Moab, Utah. So from the entire broadcast crew here at Ultra 4 USA, I am Miles Haskell, and thank you. We will see you up next for round number 2 in the Central Series in Attica, Indiana, Badlands Off-Road Park. We will see you there.
Over 25 years of it.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah, I got that right turn. We're good. Let's meet up at the compound group up.
I'm 10-4. Oh, that jump was huge. Yeah, for sure, dog.
Good, little driver, straight on through.
Thanks for the spot back
You
there.
ain't seen nothing yet.